All right, here we go. All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Petey Aprendendo Português. It's the next day, and I will say it's been quite a adventure. I think I was talking yesterday about how, oops, hold on, making a mess here. Just how yesterday, like 2011 was kind of the last good year, and then I think things kind of pivoted from there. Beginning of 2012 was amazing, but I feel like the end of it was kind of bad. But anywho, spoiler alert, that's the day streak we're on, so I am going to give that one more screenshot. And we're going to hit continue forward and head towards the end of the world. So let's continue on forward. Boom. As we reach the end of the world, which is 2012. That was, I think, the last year that I called it 2000. 2012. Because it's, one syllable for 12. But 2011, it's a little bit different. That's where we warmed up to calling it 20 and then something. I don't know why I shared that, but I gotta say 2012 was a good year. I kind of reached like a climactic point in my life, in a major chapter of my life, and it all felt like an epilogue afterwards. So hopefully this doesn't feel like an epilogue today, and that, I've reached my peak in terms of Duolingos. But we'll find out in just a second. Let's say hello to 2012. Days on the day streak. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right. And hopefully I don't lose my... So, yeah, our goal today is to get to 200. Something like that. There's a weekend quest we got to do. Boop, 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 boop. So I've been, from third place, I've been slowly declining downwards, which is kind of okay. It's not the best thing in the world. It's kind of whatevers, but 2011. I never thought I'd get this far. I've been saying that for over 1,000 days. I'm really surprised with how okay it's been going. I wouldn't say it's been going good, but it's okay. All right, let's do... Maybe let's move the needle forward for the first thing, and let's see how good we fare there.
Recado.
Recado's message.
Dentro.
Inside.
O quê?
What?
Cancelar.
Cancel.
Você quer comer dentro ou fora?
Do you want to eat inside or outside?
Amigo pessimista.
Amigo pessimista. A pessimistic friend.
Olhe para a nuvem escura. Nuvem.
Look at the dark cloud. Ele é sempre pessimístico or something like that. Negativa. What'd you call me? There we go. Negativo. Ele é sempre negativo sobre face ao ar livre. He's always pessimistic about outdoor parties. Why? I feel like ar livre doesn't sound like outdoor. Ao ar livre. Ao ar livre. I don't know. I never interpreted that as like outdoor parties. That's a new phrase for me. Let's see if that... Yeah, ao ar... Externa is another one. Okay. Externa. I feel like I'll remember it that way. Now?
Não. Quero.
Cancelar.
Cancelar. Ó. Churrasco.
Churrasco sounds like churro, but that's not... I don't think... I think it's the same thing as like you bake churros. but you don't grill them. Kind of like, you know, you don't bake bacon or cook cookies. You cook bacon and then bake cookies. So I think it's something like that with churrasco and churro. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Não gosto de ser pessimista, mas pode chover muito.
I don't like being pessimistic, but it
Pode.
the rain. Oh, but it might rain a lot. It can rain a lot. Yes. All right. Very good. She is always pessimistic when it rains. Ela
sempre pessimista. Quando chove.
Oh, I forgot the eh. Oh well, we at least got our 5 in a row for this lesson.
Eles cancelaram o churrasco por causa das nuvens.
Let's see. They canceled the barbecue because of the clouds, the dark clouds.
Vamos mudar a festa por causa da chuva. Calma.
Causa. Because of the rain. Let's go to the... We're going to move the party because of the rain. Okay. Vamos mudar. Change the party. A festa por causa chuva. Alright, yeah. Muitas nuvens no céu hoje. There are many clouds in the sky today.
Não quero cancelar o churrasco.
I don't want to cancel the barbecue.
Igual.
Equal.
Aranha.
Spider.
Sangue.
Blood.
Dentro.
Inside.
Ele é sempre pessimista sobre festas ao ar livre.
Ele é sempre pessimista sobre festa ao ar livre. He always pessimistic about the outdoor parties. So there's a lot of themes to this today. It's like we're basically just planning an outdoor party and moving that party because it rained, or not going because it rained, or canceling because it rained, or the clouds, and having a barbecue. Something that I feel like happens a lot in Brazil. Because right now, we're in March, and there's a lot of rain. I was actually talking to a good friend of mine. Senor Valentim is the username. And he was mentioning it was raining today. So hopefully it's not too bad. I know Naya mentions to me that it's like monsoon season, is what she calls it. I don't know if it's the same as India, but same idea.
Cancelar.
Cancel.
Mosca.
Fly.
Poeira.
Dust.
Trabalho.
Work.
Fiquei em casa por causa da chuva.
Fiquei em casa por causa da chuva. I stayed home because of the rain. Você vai cancelar se chover. Oh, vai cancelar se chover. Are you going to cancel if it rains? Ela
é
sempre
sem notas. Pessimista.
pessimista quando
Chove.
when it rains. For the win. There you go. Very good. Are we a spy? We got 13 cheesy peas. Let's see that flame. What day is it today? And boom. 2012. Days on the day streak on a Saturday. Keeping that flame going. Keeping it alive. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, yeah. Baby. The year has... that year is a wonderful year. Why? Because the world was supposed to end. And we didn't, baby. Yes, a Saturday flame for the orange. I love the orange flame on every Saturday. But yeah, we're going to take a look at both of these flames here. Let's start with the phone app that I got. Give me that sugar. Bing. Bing bong bing. And we definitely spent some time learning. And boom. With the new font, 2012. When the year the world was supposed to end because of something to do with the Mayan calendar. But yeah, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Life goes on, even if, things blow up. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bong, bing. Give me that cheesy peas. Give me that sugar, baby. Give me that sugar. And boom. There it is. With the new font over here. Last 10% of learners this time. I'm going to screenshot that. The fonts are different. I swear to God. There's something weird going on with the twos. Maybe they're spaced out more, and I don't know. I'm going crazy. But okay, let's do a comparison. See, we got this one, which I think is the original font. And then we go side-by-side comparison. Boom. Like, is it... I think it's just they're spaced out more. I don't think that they're... Or the ones look different. Yeah. This one, I think, droops down a little bit more. Whereas that one's a little bit more up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a graphic designer. But that's a beautiful flame, I tell you what. And what happened in 2012? Oh, yeah, we got my channel. I'm going to see North America. Let's see. Sequels to Pokemon Black and... Oh, Black and White 2 came out. I remember that was something that got me into Gen 5. I think they changed gears. And I was just like, yo. I'm really glad they did. Because that was a mess. I think Black and White wasn't very popular. Okay, so we got 3. Oh, we still got to get 5 in a row. Oh, boy. Let's see. Maybe we'll go through the gauntlet. Don't mind me. I'm just going to have a little drink. See here. It's got lion's mane in it. Speaking.
Diga quem tirou o lixo ontem.
Diga quem tirou o lixo ontem. Tell me who took out the trash yesterday.
Você lavou a colcha da cama?
Você lavou a colcha da cama? Did you wash the bedspread?
Você sabe que o quarto de hóspedes precisa estar limpo.
Você sabe que o quarto de hóspedes precisa estar limpo. Do you know that the guest room needs to be cleaned?
Arrume os brinquedos imediatamente.
Arrume os brinquedos imediatamente. Clean up the toys immediately.
Quem vai lavar o segundo andar?
Quem vai lavar o segundo andar? Who's going to clean the second floor?
Arruma os lençóis da cama, por favor.
Arruma os lençóis da cama, por favor. Please tidy up the bed sheets.
Vá arrumar o quarto.
Vá arrumar o quarto. Go tidy up the bedroom.
Me traz a vassoura.
Me traz a vassoura. Bring me the broom.
Sua toalha.
Sua toalha. Your towel.
Me passa o
Me passa o aspirador. Pass me the vacuum cleaner. Alright. Very good. And I'm going to take a break with that part of it. I don't know. I feel like I want to do this one. Discuss work experiences. Because I feel like we blasted through this whole unit without much waiting. And plus, we're diving into Unit 30. Which means we only have 30 units left. I don't want to, burn through this whole unit. And just be like, yo. But let's discuss work experiences. Because I don't think I'm worthy yet. Is anybody here? Toaya. I know, Toalia. Damn, that's a long streak. The goat's back. Let's go. Hey, Dave. Now, is there a word for Toaya? Does that mean something dirty? I don't know what that means. Please help this gringo out.
Sótão.
Attic.
Baixo.
Low.
Inverno.
Winter.
Cômoda.
Dresser.
A presidente importante.
A presidente importante. The important president.
Cliente.
Client.
Por.
For.
Cômoda.
A dresser.
Dar medo.
To give scare.
A empresa é multinacional.
A empresa é multinacional. A empresa multinacional. Company's multinational.
Trabalho.
Work.
Fantasma.
Ghost.
Madeira.
Wood.
Mundo.
World.
Esse ano, fechamos mais negócios. Esse ano, fechamos mais negócios.
This year we closed more deals. Pode.
Pode. Explicar. O. Trabalho.
Explicar. Me explicar
Me.
o trabalho. Right? Fuck. Explicar sobre o trabalho aqui. I knew I had that first part right. Sobre o trabalho aqui. Okay, could you explain the work here to me?
Nível baixo.
Low level. That's how I felt like by saying toalha instead of toalha. You're making me insecure. Você já veio pro Brasil? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, como to... Yeah, I know. It sounds like toalha. I know. Americans, when Brazilian, use KKKK to laugh. Yeah, because KKK means another thing. It's okay. Well, at least you're safe with me, because I'm racist. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm not a member. I don't actually believe in that stuff.
Ela. Sonha.
Em.
Em. Aposentar.
Si.
Se.
E.
E. Viajar. Pelo mundo.
She dreams of retiring and traveling the world. I hope I do that with my OnlyFans account. Ela sonha em aposentar-se e viajar pelo mundo.
O cliente sempre tem razão.
O
cliente sempre tem razão.
The customer's always right. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm looking on Instagram. My sister made a cute post. Essa
semana.
I sent out.
Enviei muitos currículos.
This week I sent out a lot of currículos. Kaka. Your Portuguese is getting good. Not bad at all. Well, thanks, man. White Mario.
Muitos clientes novos.
Oh, shit! Oh, no! Fuck! Hold on. This is what I get for having an energy drink. I'm hyped up, yo. Oh, fuck. What am I doing? I need to get a towel. Eu preciso de uma toalha. Preciso de uma toalha. Not toalha, okay? Don't fucking come to my house here. Jesus fucking fuck. Oh, God. Why is there a bunch of crap on my... Oh, goddamn. Un minuto. energy drink isn't even that good. It's kind of tasty in a healthy way. All right. Oh, okay, the keyboard still works. All right. Very absorbent, I'd say. I got this like special electronics towels that I use for work. That's good on electronics. Electrónicos. Eu trabalho com electrónicos. All right. Breathing into the microphone. You need a pano. It's Petey from Brazil, but not bad. It's actually pretty good. Oh, yeah. All right, real quick. So, that spill was done by this energy drink, Odyssey. It's got lion's mane in it. And it also brings us... This is also brought to you, this spill that I'm making a mess with, has brought to you by the word of the day. Cara alho. All right. Yeah, I'll be here all night. Just don't mind me. I'm wiping down the... I should actually clean this keyboard. It's disgusting. Don't tell Naya. Yeah, I know a lot you Brazilians are super neat freaks. I am an American. I am a dirty European-based American. It's why Brazil was conquered so easily, because they died of disease and dysentery. Whereas dirty Europeans were just like, all right, yeah, I haven't showered in 20 days. And here's the thing. If you're traveling the 7 seas, I don't think there's a way to shower. Like, you're not going to have like a ship. I know it's kind of gross to talk about, but like, hold on, sorry, I got the keyboard. It's going to be a sticky keyboard at the end of the day. Giggity. But it's not like you're going to have, like, you know, you're basically risking your life to make it there alive. I don't think hygiene's really a thing. Although things did get infected, I would imagine, if somebody had a wound. I know that cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm just talking about, like, sailors who are just, like, rough and gruff and, sailed the 7 seas and such. Who has the time to shower when you don't have enough, like, cargo for food? Let's be real. You're spending months out there in the ocean. Selena Gomez would have loved the Europeans back then. Como tipo de eletrônica você trabalha? Mail meters. I don't know how the word for mail meters. Yeah. See, that's funny. The Portuguese crew died all the time back in the day because of poor hygiene. But it's like, imagine being on a heavy wooden boat with, like, you just have enough room for food and nothing else. So if, like, you get a cut, you basically die. Got to cut off that arm. You get infected, you die. So I'd imagine, yeah, poor hygiene. Yeah, see, the thing is like, Brazilians, though, they, I feel like they took the native trait of showering like 4 times a day. Selena Gomez would have loved Europeans back then. Honestly, if I wasn't engaged, maybe someday. I don't know. Selena Gomez doesn't... You guys believe that conspiracy theory that she's, like, not a person? Because I do. I think that would be funny. Portuguese people take shower. Yeah, but now they do. But back in the day, nope.
Muitos clientes novos.
Many new customers. Ele tem
Currículo. Impressionante.
He has an impressive resume.
Eu revisei meu currículo essa semana. Eu revisei meu currículo essa semana.
Oh, shit. I reviewed my resume every week.
Os preços são baixos. Nessa cidade.
Os preços
São
nessa cidade são baixos. São baixos. Pode me
explicar. O trabalho.
Sobre o
Sobre. Aqui.
trabalho aqui. Pode me explicar sobre o trabalho aqui? Can you please explain the work to me here? Could you please do that? All right, we're a spy. I don't know why it always asks me if I'm a spy. Is it because Lucy is a spy? Quanto tempo leva para trazer o Duolingo se a pessoa tocar or focar? How much time do you take? Ele tá numa streak de 2012 dias. Acho que não acaba. Não zeras. Não zeras. I gotta translate this. I'm sorry. Oh, brought to you by our second word of the day.
Fishball cat.
Yeah. All right. I'm assuming zeros is like 0. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought that was. Yeah. I don't think I've ever lost it to complete finish. Hello, Brazilian. Your name's Macaco? That's hilarious. The loophole is that I could get the audio to say it for me. Now I'm going to try work experiences again, and we're going to keep spamming this until we get it.
Informal.
Informal.
Incêndio.
Fire.
Doutor.
Doctor.
Regra.
Rule.
Posso apresentar meu colega agora.
Posso apresentar meu colega agora? Can I introduce my colleague now?
Quem apresentou você para o diretor?
What is it? Quem você?
Quem apresentou você para o diretor?
Quem apresentar pode something operador, a diretor. Oh, who introduced you to the director? Quem apresentou você para o diretor? Who introduced you to the director? Quem apresentou você para o diretor? Who introduced you to the director? Excuse me. Procura por how a language nerd learns languages and why Duolingo isn't it. I'm not going to do that shit. Fuck you. I'm kidding, Mario. I appreciate you for at least commenting. Yeah, I mean, I'm stubbornly trying to do it just with Duolingo. But there are times where I think that, where I'm like, yeah, this is probably a waste of time. But I still am trying.
Todas as regras.
Todas as regras. All the rules. You know, I have to say, though. Legal. I am doing well. Thank you. I almost called you Gieta. Or Gieta. If he to be in Portugal and talks during 2012 days in Portuguese, he already knows how to speak natively. Isso. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, here's the thing though. I'm a musician. I'm not a language learner. I'm just doing this because a hot girl showed me the world. And by the world, I mean she showed me her home country, and I fell in love. So now I'm learning this fucking language because bitches. That's why. Because bitches. Just one bitch. Don't like she's Brazilian. She's gonna kill me if I say bitches. Even it's like, who's this other bitch? Not me. It's like, calm down. I'm being silly. You could try streaming in Portuguese. I could. Eu tento. Eu tento. I don't know how you say streaming, but it's like, I guess streaming in Português. Brasileiro. Hold on. I forget the word GDS. Slang. Uma brasileira.
Quem apresentou?
Você apresentou para o diretor.
Diretor.
Did we just do that? Oh, fuck. I just fucking did that one. Shit. Pão. I'm not going to say the word for wieners, okay? I got to really over-enunciate that. Streaming. Regras do escritório. Rules of the office. Don't shove pencils up your nose. Posso
apresentar meu colega agora.
Can I introduce my colleague now? Solicitados. New word. Pedidos. Agora, já entreguei os documentos pedidos, or what is it? Solicitamos? No, that would be we. Solicitados. Okay, so like solicited documents. Now I've already delivered the requested documents, or pedido being the asked for documents. Okay.
Posso escrever no quadro? Posso escrever no quadro.
Can I write on the board? Qual é a regra principal aqui? What's the main rule here? I know what you're trying to do, Tiago. You're trying to get me to say ass. I'm not going to. Okay? You are cool. Você é cool. I visited mostly the Northeast. Cat. Didn't fell for it. Yeah, I'm playing a little bit.
Posso escrever no quadro agora? Posso escrever no quadro agora?
Can I write on the board now? Spelled regra. Pode explicar essa regra para mim? Can you explain this rule to me?
Esse quadro.
Hoje, já conversei com o gerente.
Como gerente?
Hoje, já conversei com o gerente.
Today I've already spoken with the manager.
Hoje eu preparei os relatórios. Hoje eu preparei os relatórios.
Today I prepared the reports.
Quem? Apresentou. Você para.
Fuck.
Apresentou. O.
Para o diretor.
Diretor.
Apresentou. Shit.
Quem?
Came.
Apresentou. Você para. O. Restaurante. Diretor.
Diretor. Who introduced you to the director, which we got wrong earlier? But did we get... Okay. We did get 5 lessons. 5 in a row. Or we got 4 out of 5 in a row.
Fishball cat.
You happy? I don't know if that audio came in. Just so you guys know, I've been here for quite a while. 2,000 days. You don't think I don't know this shit by now? You also want to... Here. In the comments, tell me what sound this Pokemon makes. Go ahead. Say it. Tell me what sound this Pokemon makes. Ok? Eu visitou Pernambuco. Or is it visitei? Olinda. E... Was it Recife? Recife também? Thank you. Now, get rid of the chew part of it. Yes, I arrived and tried to grab something, and we spoke with something. Ask the question, Thiago Martins. Let's do maybe a text friends. And actually, you know, actually, where are we at? We want to get up to like 200-ish a day. 200, 400, 600. And I think tomorrow we'll do like 1,000. Oh, we could do this one, because this is 5 in a row. If we get one wrong, then we can't do it. Let's see. I don't know that. I don't know some of these words, so give me one moment. That's the problem with Duolingo, is that they don't teach all of the words. So I'm gonna An armadillo walks inside a wormhole? What does that talk of? What are you talking about? What does an armadillo have to do with anything? Pode
Pode-me explicar sobre o trabalho aqui?
Can you explain the work for me here?
Você já provou comidas da Indonésia?
Have you Have you ever tried Indonesian food? Eu pago por... Pago. Paguei. UEI. Came.
Quem apresentou você para o diretor?
Who introduced you to the director?
Ela. É.
É. Sempre.
Sempre. Pessimista. Quando chove.
She's always pessimistic when it rains. And just like that, we got 10. Trying to get you to say homo shit. Oh, why does talking about an armadillo have to do with... What does that have to do with anything? Alright, we got double XP. Damn. That's a new one. I guess, you know, there's always a... if there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way to get people to say homoerotic shit. I don't like how it's just January quest, February quest. Like, Vikram's karaoke night was 2025, and then January, February, and now we just have March quest. I wish it was a little bit nicer. So, how much do we need in order to get me to the needed days? 73 XP times 80, 90, 100, 110. Yeah, we could probably use a conversation one. Oh, okay. Okay, are you with my inside is what it means. Kind of unrelated, but Oshawott is the best Pokemon ever. Oshawott is adorable. What's your nickname in Duolingo? It's the_Petey.
Posso saber onde...
Posso saber onde posso fazer fotocópias?
Como é?
Como é trabalhar em uma empresa multinacional? What's it like to work at the multinational company?
Esses clientes são muito importantes.
Esses clientes são muito importantes. Esses clientes são muitos. These clients are very important.
Depois de aposentar-se, ele planeja escrever um livro.
Depois de aposentar-se, ele planeja escrever um livro. Once he retires, he intends to write a book.
Olá, quando posso esperar uma resposta?
Olá, quando posso esperar uma resposta? Hello, when can I expect a response?
Vou me sentar aqui.
Vou me sentar aqui. I'm not going to sit
Quando
here.
vão apresentar os novos funcionários?
Quando vão apresentar os novos funcionários?
Você tem algum...
Você tem algum trabalho para mim? Do you have any work for me?
Uma regra nova.
Uma regra nova. A new rule.
O seu mecânico.
O seu mecânico. Your mechanic. Did we get that one? Did that just cancel out? Okay, no, we got 2015 XP. Oh my god, 2015. What a year. No, wow, nobody says photocopias. Most of us say Xerox. First off, I actually know a guy who worked with Xerox. Copying. I'm learning about I fix mail machines. So I've been learning about photocopiers, and quite an interesting field. I'll tell you what. Like how intricate that stuff is. But yeah, my nickname is the_Petey. I'll show you. Here we go. The Petey. The_Petey. THE_PETEY. Could also, yeah, we could be friends. We could be friends with a vengeance. Oh yeah, leaderboards. Where am I at? Did we get enough for today? So we're still at 73. It still didn't count. Frick my bunghole. Is that really not? Did that not count? What the hell? Oh, Sunny didn't do any. Oh, okay. We still got some. All right. Part of me wants to finish this up because we did quite a bit for Unit 29. Yeah, let's give it a shot. If we get 3 wrong, we'll cancel it out. But if we get 3 right, or if we get it all right.
Ela é a presidente da nossa empresa.
She's the president of our company. Ela é a presidente da nossa empresa. Olá. Eu estou aqui para a entrevista. I'm here for the interview.
Por que algumas reuniões são informais?
Porque algumas reuniões são informais. Why are some meetings so informal? Eu quero saber se eu sentar. Eu quero saber se posso me sentar. Fuck. That's 1 strike. Salários aqui são de baixo. Muito baixo. Eu quero ser mecânico. Ok. Uma pasta nova. Esse ano nós fechamos mais contratos. This year, or negócios. This year we close more deals. Quero saber mais se... quero saber se eu sento. Posso me sentar. Alright, we're canceling out. We're going to end that session. It was never meant to be. We were not worthy enough. Alright, let's do perfect pronunciation again, just to lift our spirits up. Essa semana enviei muitos currículos. This week I sent out a lot of resumes. Bom trabalho. A good work. Bom. A good job. Posso saber onde posso fazer fotocópias? Could you tell me where I can make Xeroxes? Os preços nessa cidade são baixos. Prices in the city are low. Nós fechamos grande contrato esse ano. We closed a big deal this year. Porque você pediu para eu me sentar. Why'd you ask me to sit down? Você sabe o que a presidente faz aqui? Fuck. Do you know, are you aware what the president does here?
Posso usar roupa informal no escritório?
Posso usar roupa informal no escritório? Could I wear casual clothes to the office? Quem apresentou você para o diretor? Who introduced you to the director? Como está hoje? How are you today? Yeah, we get that right. In Portugal. Right, there's a lot of comments coming in where I am just... It's just hard for me to translate sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, how much we got? We got just a little bit more. Got a little bit more. Let's do a listening. Just for some change. Como mais esteres você ouvir espanhol? Maybe because he had contact with Espanhol than Portuguese. Maybe you could be
Seja rápido com a vassoura. Seja rápido com a vassoura.
Be quick with the broom.
Compra-os do mercado. Compra-os do mercado. Os. No mercado.
Purchase them at the market. Purchase them at the market.
Dá para passar os lençóis hoje? Dá para passar os lençóis Hoje. Hoje.
Can you iron the sheets today?
Não quero limpar o sofá.
Quero limpar
Não quero limpar o sofá.
o sofá.
I don't want to clean the sofa.
Primeiro, vá limpar o quarto.
Limpa o quarto.
First, go clean the bedroom.
A toalha molhada. A toalha molhada.
A wet towel.
O quarto de hóspede sujo.
O quarto de
O quarto de hóspede sujo.
sujo.
The dirty guest room.
Empreste a pá para mim. Empreste.
A pá para
Bah.
mim.
Lend me the dustpan. Gotta go, bro. Kinda late in BR. Keep learning. Thanks, man. Hey, I received 100 messages, and that's from Louise. Soupy, can you tell us one sentence in Portuguese? Who the heck is that? Yeah, boa noite, Louise. It's been a pleasure.
Faça a cama agora.
Faça
a cama.
cama. Uma. Agora.
Faça a cama. Oh, shit.
Me passa a luva.
Me passa
Passa
a luva.
luva.
Pass me the glove.
Faça a cama agora.
Cama. Agora.
Faça a cama agora.
Faça a cama.
Faça a cama agora.
Sounds like
A
she's saying
cama agora.
faça a cama agora. Because the I don't know, ties in with the other which that's okay. Oh, we got 3 minutes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Beep, 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 beep. We got somebody, a new follower. I don't know who the new follower is. You are a person. You are a person. Alright, let's do a words. In group.
Em grupo.
A little.
Pouco.
Math.
Matemática.
Chemistry.
Geografia.
Shit.
Química.
Geografia.
Bem-vindo.
Welcome.
Geografia. O quê?
Geography. What?
Química.
Chemistry.
No sul.
In the south.
Matemática. Ritmo. Matemática. Ritmo.
Rhythm.
Tirar o lixo.
Take out the trash.
Quando?
Quando? When?
Gosto.
Like or taste.
Em grupo.
In a group.
Assistente.
Assistance.
Pouco.
A little. Take out. Tirar o lixo. Few. Pouco assistant. Assistente. Rhythm. Ritmo. Beach. Praia. What okay in the south. No sul. Advice. Conselho. Geografia. Geography. Path. Caminho. Taste. Gosto. Tonight. It's essa noite. A little. I don't think it's there. Welcome. Bem-vindo. Pocos. A little. Dressed. Vestido. With me. Comigo. Serving is servir. When. Quando. Chemistry. Química. In a group. In grupo. With me. Comigo. Matemática. There we go. We got 20 cheese. Give me that sugar. So we're still in 10th place. And I'm not saying we're trying to, like, win at life here. Eu vi que Ana visitou vulcão enorme. Corremos por todos os parques.
Você já
Você já conheceu alguém famoso no mundo?
A água
A água ficou congelada durante a noite.
já
Já
surfaste
surfaste em ondas grandes.
As
As excursões no outono sempre têm surpresas.
comida.
Comida local, local food.
não
Não visitei o Brasil nem o Chile. I didn't visit Brazil or Chile. Mochileiro europeu. European backpacker.
Na primavera
Na primavera planejo uma festa surpresa. Practice complete. Yeah, right. Well, we got a lot done, kids. Petey say, make the bed now? I'm not going to say that because that sounds like that could be misconstrued to something like Yeah, that sounds like that could be like perverted. But we got 33 seconds left of the XP boost. Look at that. 30 seconds. I'm not going to say make the bed. Hey, you're living in Florida? That's pretty cool. What part of Florida? We got 12 seconds left. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double XP is gone. We probably could have done another one. I really hate there's one thing I really hate in English. It's phrasal verbs. They actually do not make sense. Get along, for example. How can we understand one separated as one? That's like a philosophical argument. That's like a philosophical question. Like, how could we get and be and also be along? I don't know, you're overthinking it. When you say get along, it just means, you know, get along, little doggy. It's like get along is kind of like, you know, being friendly with one another. If, you know, cordial. You know, if you say get along, you know, it's another way of saying, hey, be nice. Or we get along fine. You know, we're nicey nice to each other. And that's all you got to remember. So yeah. Duolingos, man. It's a mysterious field. Or language learning. I just call it Duolingos. I don't even call it like polyglot or... Yeah, I'm not going to... I feel like Joke Angel, you're not going to make me say like make the bed. I feel like that's something like dirty. I don't know. I'm on guard right now since the, you know, other phrases about armadillos and things that armadillos do. You guys are funny. Every day though I'm here. I had David say, "Hey, are you streaming today?" I'm like, "Heck yeah." Have you ever done a call with some call in Portuguese with someone? Yeah, and it went really badly. I think I did once, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing this ever again. I am not doing this. Don't get me wrong, it was like I kind of learned instantly where it's like when somebody speaks in Portuguese versus, you know, me taking Duolingo, there's a major disconnect. And I think it's because it's like you have to slow down when speaking, because even in English too, I need you to speak a little bit slower. No, for no other reason other than, you know, I sometimes mix words together, and I think they mean something else. You know, I end up conjugating words on my own. I get a little creative when it comes to my interpretation of what is a thing. So, yeah. My God, Richie. Actually, wow, I got like 10,000 steps today. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So 4 miles a day. I got to do that more. I got to go for walks every day. In your DC, do the guys there speak English or Portuguese? I don't know what you mean by DC. Like Washington, DC? I don't understand. Sorry, I don't speak English. I could just improve my English by doing a call with some native speakers. Yeah, that doesn't help me. I freeze up and I disassociate. It helps some people, but it doesn't help me. I want to learn English by singing and translating. I thought about that too. Oh, Discord. In your Discord, do the guys there speak English or Portuguese? Mostly English. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Nobody really speaks on my Discord. I just DM people and they reach out to me whenever they want to talk about stuff, and then I end up making new friends from that. Speaking of which, I got to add a new friend, which is my Senior Valentine wanted to be my friend. It takes a lot of trust for me to to build that new to build up that new relationship. So that's kind of, hey man, I'm messaging him right now. There we go. In Português, we have to do some call there to help each other. Tropa de Elite. Oh, you learned English by singing and translating. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I just want to do Duolingo. Tropa de what? G what? Elite. The heck is that? Is that... I hope I'm not Googling something risque. Tropa... Oh shit. G... Elite. The heck is about this? What is this? Crime and action. Of the is this basically like the Brazilian Scarface? Hold on, I don't want to play that. 1997, before the visit of the Pope of Rio de Janeiro, Captain Nascimento from BOPE, Special Operation Battalion, is assigned to eliminate the risk of drug dealers and dangerous slum nearby. Okay, that's cool. There are hot babes in this movie. I'm not gonna watch it if there aren't hot babes. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Let's see. Tropa de Elite. It looks like... This looks like propaganda, I'm not gonna lie, to join the military police in Brazil. To make them look cool. That's what Transformers was for us in America. One of the most famous Brazilian movies. Oh, you guys are all saying it. Holy crap. I guess I'm not really into action movies. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of lame. I don't like movies in general. I don't care for movies. I like anime because I'm a nerd. I like Pokemons, of course, as you can see over there. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been like a real man's, like a dude's dude, into like just movies that are like typically guy movies, like rough and tumble, like fucking, you know, NASCAR and shit, and yeah, I don't know. I never. Last action movie I saw was probably like, I don't know. I actually don't even know if I've seen something outside of Marvel that was an action movie. I just, you know, it doesn't excite me. I usually don't have patience to watch movies. That's the same as me, man. I don't. Tenho muita dificuldade para entender os filmes em inglês. Tenho impressão que falam rápido. I have the impression that they talk fast. I imagine you'd have to when, you know, you're getting shot at. But yeah, as an American, I don't really need a movie to look at guns. I could just go to a public school and I could see plenty of guns and kids getting shot up. I'm kidding. Am I really kidding? There's enough like school shootings where I'm just like, you know, yo. Actually, I'm gonna see what came out in 2012 in America in terms of Zelda games. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link in the 3DS shop. Zelda Battle Quest for the Wii U. That was cool. Oh yeah, what came out? Oh yeah, we were talking about bunny rabbits in a previous one. Let's see. What about, we got Cyndaquil. Let's do Kingdom Hearts games release dates in America. I kind of want to see, because this will probably get me murdered. 2012 was Dream Drop Distance. That's right. I remembered playing that in 2012. 358 over 2 days was 2009, and I think I got it in like 2010. I really like that one. Disculpe. Oh, Key came out in 2013. What's Dark Road? Oh, that's like Union Dark Road. Okay. I think they just closed out at a certain point. Have you visited another state in the U.S. or have only been in Maine? No, I've been like all throughout the Northeast, a lot of the South, Florida. Transformers movie with Megan Fox. That's, yeah, I know. Has anybody seen her with her new look? She got her, she got that butt lift. She got that big bunda now, which is kind of nice. But I don't really like how Megan Fox does weird stuff with blood. Like she's with like Machine Gun Kelly. I don't know. I'm super turned off by someone like that. Yeah, but the blood stuff. Oh, I drink my blood. Ooh, tomar meu sangue, or I think that's how you say it. Like she's got this weird like blood magic shit, and I'm just like disgusting. That's disgusting, man. I know so much about like Illuminati crap. Or not like a lot. I'm not like an expert on it, but I've heard a lot of things about how the Illuminati they just do weird blood sacrifice stuff, and I think it's disgusting. I don't care how nice that bunda is. It's like you're a demon. You're an evil demon. I'm thinking about going to Atlanta. A lot of Brazilians in Atlanta. A lot of Brazilians in Atlanta. I've been to Georgia. The fast food is slow. You ever have fast food in the South? It's slow. It sucks. It's slow and it sucks. I've never been to Texas. Although I've thought about it. I've been to for the West Coast, I've been to Reno, Nevada. And I think I crossed the California border, so I was technically in California because it's right next to Reno. Arizona, I've been to Mexico. From like Tucson, Arizona is very it's like an hour drive, or I don't know, it might be like a 30-minute to an hour drive to the Mexican border. It's kind of sad, though, seeing, like, kids selling... You get this a lot in Brazil, too, where you have little kids selling gum and candy. And it's like, oh, really? Should you be in school, kid? Like, what's going on? Why is your dad putting you up to this shit? You should be in school. If you have universal education, you should be in school. But if you can't afford... food, then that's a whole other thing. So yeah, there's that. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, other places, I guess Maine. Yeah, just all throughout the Northeast. I've been to Indiana. I've been to Minnesota with the Somalians and all that stuff. It's a big there's a lot of Somalian people there. Where else? I guess that's pretty much it. I haven't been to like Oklahoma or Illinois. I don't want to go to Chicago. It's dangerous. Like New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, New Jersey. Sometimes vacation in Wildwood. Where else? I went to where did I go? Oh, Boston, Massachusetts. I used to see a girl out there. I think this religion is popular in this area. I know some people who the Church of Jesus Christ, they're from Utah and Arizona. Yes, there are plenty of Mormons in Utah. Colorado, Utah, all that stuff. Forrest, prazer. You should visit Arizona, my favorite U.S. state by far. I've been there a couple times. Is it already seen some American guys saying Detroit is the U.S. worst? You don't say worstest. You say worst city or most worst. You don't say worstest. That's not a word. But yes, Detroit sucks. Actually, I met a technician out that lived in Michigan. Nice guy. Wisconsin. I have a friend in Wisconsin. A friend of mine in North Carolina. Nice gal. I got friends all over. I got a friend in Pakistan that I'm talking about, Israel versus Palestine and all that stuff and the Iran war. I don't think any American wants the war. Prazer em conhecer você também. Muito obrigado. Many thanks. I would say if we were to rank the worst cities to live in, Detroit's up there. Detroit is up there. There's also Chicago, Illinois. There's a lot of shootings. There's a lot. I feel like there's this one spot in Washington State that's like I forget. Like they ran out. I don't know. They bullied the police force out of there and started their own like Summer of Love, which ended up just being like gang violence. They pushed out their. I forget the name of the city though. Oh, Seattle. Seattle, Washington sucks. But I don't know. I haven't been there. I don't want to find out either. But you could just find a country that isn't like a major. You could find a state that isn't like a major capital. Like anything else. Let's say you're from Texas. Anything outside of Austin, Texas, or I think there are a lot of crappy places in Arizona too. I think Flagstaff or something like that. I forget the name of it. It's pretty ghetto. Yeah, you could find dingy, shitty neighborhoods anywhere in the U.S. I don't think that there's a number one or anything like that. Maybe you could say like Orlando's kind of ghetto in Florida. But it's not so like Kissamee's got Disney. A lot of retired white people either live in Daytona Beach, Florida, or Tampa. That's a big thing. Or like the Florida Keys. That's where you get rich Illuminati people that fuck kids. You get those nice islands. I thought Detroit was a great city because it was famous in the movie, but I noticed Americans really hate it. Okay, here's what happened, right? Is it that movie with Chris Farley? I think that's what you're talking about. Yes, because I think Dan Aykroyd plays like a Chicago dude because that's just his normal, natural accent. Anyways, Detroit used to be renowned. You know, Detroit is a fallen angel. It was so high and mighty. It was the biggest powerhouse in terms of car manufacturing, Ford Motor, GM. All the big American. I don't know if GM's American, but like all the big American car companies, like the factories were there, and like they did stuff with airbags, and it was state of the art at the time. Then we elected politicians that sold the labor out for cheap labor to Chinese people. It's not just Chinese people, I don't mean to sound like, racist in that sense. It's just like, if you could find a cheaper buck and there are honest hardworking mechanics in China, fine, I guess that's good. But basically what happened is like it left a void, an economic void of this booming economy, and outsourced it to another country that would basically work for like pennies on the dollar in comparison to us. So the labor and all the work and everything like that went to China. And because of that, Detroit became a shell of its former self. And in that void filled in the gang violence and all of the chaos that ensued from there. They lost their identity from not being a city, from being a thriving, booming economy based off of car manufacturing to nothing. And that nothing was filled by, impoverished gang violence. And everybody moved out that were technicians and found different jobs, and whoever was left are the people that live there. And they're not skilled laborers that want to make a hard, honest living. And I believe that's what happened. Detroit is a shit. Yes, Detroit is a shit. Detroit is uma merda. When you say it sucks, after Detroit, it means I'm saying shupa. They shupa the bread. I live 20 minutes from Orlando. It's absolute hell. Yeah, I feel like it is. I thought Detroit was a great city because it's very famous in the movie. But I notice Americans really hate it. Yes. I think Americans hate it because it was so like it had potential. Like it used to be something, man. It's like me who peaked in high school. I used to be something, man. And then it's just yeah, it's to sucketh. What's pork? I know what porcardia is. It sounds like a porcaria, Lucario, a garbage. Yeah, it means it's not a good thing to be, which is sucking, being the suck. I'm actually happy with where we're at right now. Boop, 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 boop. I think we did a little bit more than yesterday. Yeah, we're up to 253. It looks like we've got Sunny. Oh, she made 100 days. Good for you, Sunny. Very good. Let's do some quick friend acknowledgements. Let's see if anybody has done anything cool. 700 day streak for Fernando Fernandez. That's pretty good. VLW. Oh yeah, to what you were saying, Orlando's hell. It is like I heard that it's pretty ghetto. Outside of Disney, when you get outside of Kissimmee, it's shitty. Goes to show if it's not like Austin, Texas, or like Dallas, Texas, or like something like a major capital, or where like a big ass corporation is like Disney. It sucks. It really does, and anything surrounding it, it's just irrelevant. I have a good impression that about Colorado. Honestly, I think it's one of the best cities in the U.S. Well, Colorado is a whole state, but yeah, I mean, and you know why that is? It's because South Park, the guys who made South Park, are so dedicated to their hometown that they're not from Park County, but they're outside of it. But it's just, oh shit. It's just the like they're I think it's Denver Broncos fans. Like they're big Broncos fans. They bought this restaurant called Casa Bonita, which is like this Mexican inspired kind of, it's this Mexican inspired restaurant, which was pretty fun. And I'm actually going to start diving into that. I went to an Orlando Magic game last year, and I felt like I was going to get stabbed. Yeah, there's a lot of places like that. It's just horrible. There's like major shootings in there. Here, I'm gonna be closing out a tropa. Actually, no, I'll close out of something else. Yeah, the Zelda one. No, I'll keep that up. Information about lagomorphs, I guess. Or this Bunny Island stuff. What were we talking about? Orlando. Like, it's a nice looking city. It's got a nice airport. Kissimmee is like right out there. I forgot what I was adding to that. Sometimes I change. Oh yeah, I want to look up Casa Bonita. There's other things that there's one thing you might be suffering a lot in Portuguese. The adjective in Portuguese must say mulher bonita, but in English we say beautiful women. I honestly don't get it. Oh, where it changes the word? Like where it changes the ordering of the words? Yeah, I can kind of understand that. So, Casa Bonita. I feel bonita. We're just going to go on the website. The guys who made South Park. Spotlight Thursday lunch. It's basically just like a goofy eatery that has like El Mercado, the reservations. FAQ. Know before you go. Arrive on time. Waiting for a group. Oh wow, they got... What if I work for Casa Bonita? Can I get a service animal? I could get a service bun. Oh man, emotional support animals can't be accepted. Damn it. They know. 4 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. But it's like, I wish that there was... Do they have a gallery? I want to see if they have pictures. Yeah, they got like a gift shop and stuff. Wow. Where it's just kind of like this like swanky looking... Yeah, but it's in Lakewood, Colorado. And South Park did a whole episode about Casa Bonita. Stickers, magnets, drinkware, apparel. I just want to buy one. The Mi Amor collection. Yo, they got a pinball. 1973 pinball replica. See, this is how This is how you market, guys. This is how you market. Is that SpongeBob? What the hell? What is that? It's like Sasquatch or something in there. What is going on? I like how it's called the Mia Moore collection. Kitchen and bar. Sunset Tower Mate. Matte shot glass. A black tall belly mug. Yo, they market. Like people diving off of the thingy. Pink bar mat. I would get this just for my dad. Honestly, him and I have bonded over the years over Casa Bonita. Or Casa Bonita. Yeah, I just want to... Oh, they got live music entertainment? That's pretty cool. We're just going to look at... See, look at this. It looks like something you'd find from, like, Disney. Or that one place in, I think it's, like, south of Salvador. Where it's, like, a water park. You could swim in this place. Yo, it's got a fountain. Like, the guys who bought South Park went all out. And it's Casa Bonita South Park. Not South Park. Yo, they got Cartman in Casa Bonita. I don't know why I'm in this, like they were going out of business and the South Park guys saved it. I'm just saying, this is why Colorado is such a good state. Because the guys who made South Park will not let their hometown suffer. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Giving back to your community is something I think that they're about. Do you have Dutch Bros where you live? What are you talking about? Is that like the Super Mario Bros, except they speak in Dutch or something? They're from the Netherlands. All right, let me look this up. Dutch Bros. By the way, we've got, I guess we do like a coffee place. I've never heard of it. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, no, I don't drink coffee that much, so I wouldn't even know if it was here. Oh, you really like their energy drinks? That's pretty cool. I'll think about that. I love energy drinks. Sometimes I change. Yeah, I like energy drinks. I've hopped up so much on energy drinks, and I remembered, like I was like a Mormon guy, like a Mormon. I'm not Mormon, but if I were, I'd be so into the, no caffeine. It's a sin to have too much caffeine. So yeah, it's quite a beautiful day. It's actually midnight right here where I'm at. So I'm hoping that I can Monster or Red Bull, neither. I don't like either of them. I like Celsius actually. This one that I've been drinking right now, it's Odyssey. Functional Energy, where it's kind of got this like alchemic... It honestly looks like the Star of David. Passion fruit. Hey, if I show this picture of the Star of David, do you think it'll help my algorithms? It's got lion's mane, cordyceps, and 85 milligrams of caffeine. And I'm drinking it close to midnight. Great. Gonna be up a while. But yes. I mean, I really like, mushroom powders and stuff like that. I really want to try that. Get that 7K. 7K what? It's got Panax ginseng, Makes your wiener bigger. Lion's mane. I don't know why I went there. It's got lion's mane extract. It enhances cognition. I'm feeling it already. Cordyceps, athletic endurance. If you know what I'm saying. Same thing with the Panax ginseng. You know what I'm saying. Green tea caffeine. That's healthy. That's probably what I'm tasting is the green tea. 7 grams of net carbs. Not bad. I might switch to this because I really like I like the idea of mushrooms. Not like, tripping balls and stuff, but at least, the cognitive side of it of too healthy for me. Yeah, well, yeah, Monster, I hate Monster actually. I hate it. It tastes like shit. It tastes like battery acid. I don't know, like, funny thing is I bumped into a former boss of mine that is also my dad's business partner, family business. And, he lives down the street. We were both getting Chinese food at the same place. But I was just, like, talking to him about stuff. He had so much Monster, actually around 2012, which is the day streak, by the way. He signed up with Monster to like get a bunch of merchandise and hats and like he drank so much Monster that he ended up getting like free merch easily from that. But I'll actually bring up my collection here because I purchased some recently. So, personally, I've been trying Ghost. Like, I really like the flavors with Ghost. Then also Bucked Up Energy. Because it's cheaper. This one's called Rocket Pop. This whole thing has 300 milligrams of caffeine. I don't know why that has that much. The other thing too, it's like I had like one or two. I think I had an energy drink before a show. I played the tuba in a ska band, so I got to jump around and go crazy. Actually, speaking of Scopy. Discopy. Wrong button. Jump scare. Flashbang. What's that one? Chris Farley movie, Detroit. It's like, is it Wayne's World? No, that wasn't. Chris Farley movie with David Spade. It's not. It's Tommy Boy. That's right, Tommy Boy. Doesn't this take place in Detroit? Like the setting is like Tommy's social anxiety and hyperactivity alienate several potential buyers. That sounds like my friend Eric. Sounds like me. Sounds like both of us. Big guy in a coat. Yeah, it was a hit. Wow, grossed $8 million in its opening weekend. Total box office $32.7 million. It was a good movie. I don't know what the budget was, but it was that's the other thing too, like movies are expensive now. 41% approval rating based on a 49 reviews. But what was the... It's got bucked out. Are we back? I'm just looking at the ingredients on this. Alpha size, increase power and agility. Support focus and VO2 max, oxygen uptake. T-creen, boost mood and motivation. Beta-alanine, ginseng. Huperzine A, enhances mind-body link. This sounds like some, like, bullshit. Honestly, this is probably going to kill me faster. But it's worth it. It's worth the boost. Manufactured in the USA. Oh, that's why it's so cheap. No sugar, enhanced energy, superior focus, mind-body connection. So it's good for, you know, any fitness junkies out there. It's rocket pop flavored. It's I forget what the flavoring is. He back. Oh, Brazilian, I see. We back. The Hangover was such a good movie too. I didn't like I think I was over those types of movies once it came out. I'm like, yeah, I'm bored. I don't really want to see movies like The Hangover anymore. But I am actually gonna take a look at this flame too. Too much knowledge in the stream. The feds are trying to take it down. I tell you, man. I tell you. But I didn't even... Is it because I referred to this? It's like, oh, here's the Star of David. You know, come on, YouTube. You're listening. Give me some more views. I'm asking you, you know, if I put this up on screen and I agree with everything that this symbol represents, give me some... Throw me a fucking bone, man. Make me goddamn famous so I can quit my stupid fucking day job. I'm serious. Mute. I know. Feds are trying to take me down. I tell you what. You know, the minute I start talking about American stuff. But yeah, Ghost is pretty good. There's Welch's Grape, which is like that grape juice. But they also have like a Jolly Rancher Blue, which is like a blue raspberry. And I'm a sucker for blue raspberry. Even though blue raspberry is just the same as raspberry, except it's blue. No difference. It's just blue. And it's interesting how blue raspberry is just synonymous with blue raspberry. Ginseng. Ginseng. Mang mang. Yeah, I spend a lot of money on these. I gotta quit. It's a real bad addiction. My friend. Hola, my friend. Can't hear me. Mute. Did I mute myself? I didn't fucking mute myself. Check, check. Hold on. Hey. Yeah, I think we're good now. Do you like music from Brazil? Yeah, I love forró. I love, I just like most of the music from there. I like a lot of the traditional carnival. Now it's back. Okay. So yeah, all I was saying was, before I got muted, it's just like, here, throw me a frickin' bone. And before, you know, look, I'm showing you the Star David. Look, this. Oops, I said it. Come on, make me goddamn famous with this witchcraft, this alchemical symbol, whatever you want to say, Star of Remphan, what have you. I'm gonna agree with all of it, you know. Hell, Satane, fucking, you know, make me famous in a good way, not any detriment to me, so I can quit my stupid fucking day job. That's all I want. That's all I goddamn want. Nothing else. And Welch's Grape is pretty good. You know, I'm a shill for product placement right now. Here we go. I'm wired with the fucking energy drink, so I'm gonna drink another one. Oh my god, yeah, I'm a good fucking Shabbos goy here. Fucking drinking my goy slop like a fucking crackhead, like Chris Farley. God rest his goddamn soul. That's an oxymoron. God rest his soul. To an addict of fellow addict, fat guy addict of stimuli. May he rest in peace. He was supposed to be the voice of Shrek, but he didn't make it that far. I ain't drinking that. It's probably just my phone. Probably was. Because I'm getting signal too. I love Brazil. Are you kidding me? You guys got everything. You guys got... Dare I be crass? You guys got like hot babes in Brazil. Beautiful sun. Beautiful women. You have a unified culture. Like in America, we have like McDonald's and Starbucks and like fast food chains and Taco Bell. Like we don't have culture. We just have like, of course this is kind of like an American-made company. But like when you have little shops that are Brazilian, it's like that's nice. Handicrafts like this little Charmander. I mean, we got handicrafts too in America, but like this was made with love. There's something. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I just really don't like anybody in my country, because that's what I've been programmed to think. You know, I just and I think maybe it's because you guys are unanimously like Catholic, whereas we have Mormons, we've got Catholics, we've got Presbyterian, we've got evangelicals, or soft Satanists, as I like to call them. We've got, I mean, I know you guys have a lot of Jewish people too, so do we, but ours controls our media. Like, come on, homie, fucking hook a brother up. I'm advertising you guys. Come on, give me that alchemic, I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist recently. Never saw Full Metal Alchemist. I'm like, yes. In order to gain, you must sacrifice. And it's like I'm spending my goddamn time being, trying to get YouTube famous so I can quit my stupid fucking day job. That is my offering. Just hook me up with like 5 million and I'll just not talk about these said topics that you tell me to do. Hook me up with maybe 10 million. Just enough so I could retire and not even have to think about money and be paranoid all the time. That's just me. Where I lived in Brazil, we had no hot babes, sadly. Well, we all have our preferences. I don't know, I got lucky. I found a hot babe. She said in a cute voice, because I think anybody that is Brazilian that speaks, like any female that speaks Portuguese that tries to speak English, is the most adorable thing to me. It's because they like struggle. Everything's just cute, like instead of Facebook, it's Facebooky. That's a very Pokemon type of way of pronouncing things. It's like, oh, Facebooky, ooga boogie boogie boogie. It's baby talk, and I think it's adorable that like any girl that says that, I'm just like, all right, I fold. But it's not even just about the voice. It's about the they got it going on, if you know what I'm saying. And to each its own. I mean, I don't want to objectify my fiance too much, but she's pretty attractive. I tell you what, I think she looks pretty good to me. She's good to go, homies. And because of that, I started learning Portuguese. To think I would actually live my life and just come to the realization all right, let's try it a third time here. So anyways, I was doom scrolling. I was just talking about this panda that spent 20 years in the US, and look at, that's him over here. Then in China, just came back to China, and he gained 20 kilograms, looked sickly and healthy. That's because, Monsanto, you've been putting glyphosate in the bamboo and starving our pandas and making them and poisoning them. It's not just It's not just like people like us. You know, it's not even just like, you know, goy slop Americans. It's affecting the pandas too. You commie bastards. Funny thing is, China is a communist country. And I'll be honest, like, if China's a communist country and is working out really good, is it really that worse? Maybe we should give it a shot. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to go in that path because I'll be the first degenerate that dies, and I don't want to be purged. You know, I'm a good boy. I got a lot of feelings, and I can't be like one of those like, I can't be like one of those like sacrificial pawns. What, it muted me again? It seems faster. Makibuki, what's happy? It's adorable. Adorable. Alright, we're gonna try it again. Yeah, nothing's being muted on my end. Like I'm seeing the signal go through in my audio interface. Yeah, I think that there's some straight up like Illuminati. Yeah. See, I mentioned that magic word, or I referenced this magic circle, and I'm just like, wow. Like, we're gonna lose stream right now. No reason other than like just us hanging out and me joking about stuff. See, this is why America is not a free country anymore. You can't talk about topics like that. It's actually illegal to talk about topics like that. In a country that allegedly has freedom of speech, we cannot talk about this type of people. And you know, before you were able to, and they bribed you to not, or else they're going to ruin your life systemically. Now it's at least everyone can't talk about it, and there's no bribery or killing of someone. Of course, there is that too. Even if you've served the country. Like, if you've served the country and you've said, you know, you've been a Marine and you say, we don't want to fight for this country, you get your hand broken. And there's video evidence of that. None of us want to fight for a country that is not deserving and calls us nation cattle. And just so you know, don't get me wrong, I like alchemy. I like this symbol. And those who espouse that symbol, they could hook me up with $10 million. That would be nice. I'm just saying, I don't want to keep my shitty, like I don't want to be in my shitty day job. I just want to retire and just start a family and all that stuff and have, you know, batten down the hatches, have food, water, shelter. That's exactly it, David. Guess who bought Discord? Guess who has to have now photo ID verification because of the new person that bought Discord? Guess what his background is? Saucy, David, you know, we're in this together. You know, if I end up missing my Duolingo streak, it's because I've gone to a Spanish prison, and I died of natural causes because of poor conditions. Died of natural causes in my own health, and yeah, that's gonna be it. But I don't plan on that ever happening, nor am I depressed enough to do any self-harm. I've actually, and I don't think I've ever had any thoughts of that, of harming myself. Wikipedia search never fails, right? I will go to that Spanish prison and bail you out. Thanks, man. And if you know the reference, that's extra points. It is extra points to you, so. I feel like the world is waking up. I was talking to my friend from Pakistan about this, and she was like super like hateful. Not gonna lie, she had a bit of a crush on me. How could you not? I'm handsome as fuck. I'm a handsome boy. That's what I call Bean. I'm like, oh my god, he's my handsome boy. He is my handsome boy. That's my theme. That's his theme song. He's my handsome boy. But I've talked to her like for like a couple hours about that country, that foreign country, and I'm just like, yo, I see your perspective, you know? And I thought she was crazy because it's like, no, they're our greatest ally. What could they do wrong? Sure enough, if you're spitting on Christian tourists just for existing, you're a piece of shit. You ever see a Japanese tourist anywhere and how polite and kind they are? Don't get me wrong. Or like any Asian, it doesn't even just have to be Japanese. Any Asian tourist, I always find them to be so polite. They just want to take pictures. They just want to do their cutesy thing. And then they leave. And then they have food. They make it a day and an event about it. They try to be the most respectful they possibly ever can be. To then have these other people who believe that they're the best things since sliced bread, the best things that God's ever created, spitting on people that are just culturally outside of that way of being. It's fucked up. Or not even just spitting, spat at. Some of them punch the tourists. Like, what kind of behavior is that? And I'm thankful, though. I'm glad I'm going to go to, if I ever end up in a Spanish prison. Here's the problem, though. Like, maybe I'm learning the wrong language. It's like, if I could probably, I know enough about Portuguese that I could relearn Spanish quickly. So there's that, at least, you know. I've got that. So, Spanish from Portuguese. I mean, they're right next to each other. Can it be a Portuguese prison? Does it have to be a Spanish prison? Okay. There's this one YouTube channel that I won't list because I don't want to sound like a creep, but one of the like people are she's Portuguese. I'm like, damn. Maybe that's the side that I like in my fiance. She's, you know, a lot of Brazilians are part Portuguese, part native, part African. You know, there's like a mix of it that makes this unique race of people. And she's just like, yo, like the Portuguese part of it, I'm like, yo, I could go there. But I'm just saying, man, you know, I'm not in the market, but I'm just like, I've been trying for years to get her to come to this country. We're trying to go through the K1 visa thing again. She and I guess I'll be open and clear about it. She is extremely afraid of flying in airplanes. So much so that she like had this nervous breakdown that I didn't know somebody can be sick, like viscerally sick from their fear of flying. And she was. And I don't know if it's because she's leaving her whole life behind and moving to some gringo's, you know, paradise here up in the boring area of America, or if it's really sincere, like it's like you know, being the claustrophobia of being in a metal tube with a bunch of strangers that won't help you. She watches too many scary movies, and I don't like them. So, anyways, that's part of why she missed the first flight. So now we're applying again. There might be a lesser likelihood of her coming here. And if that's the case, then, You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I've been so lonely, you know, I miss her. Like, I met this girl in 2020 since I started Duolingo. And now it's 2026. We're going to be on our 6th year come September. And I really hope I get to see this bitch. For God's sakes. Longest relationship I've been in. Last 2 were like 3-ish years. This one's going to be like, hopefully forever, but I don't know. It scares me sometimes, you know, the uncertainties of it. Because, like, and I don't mean to air out my dirty laundry with everybody when it comes to this type of stuff, this vulnerable stuff, but I am concerned, you know, about how things are going to play out. I remember talking about in day 2008 and 2009, my poor, like, dating. Like, I never dated anybody in high school, right? And I was so brutally, not bullied, but just picked on, made fun of, talked down to because of it. And just how awkward I was socially. So I'm like, fuck everybody. I'm going to level grind and do everything I can the best I fucking can. And I did. And I got better. Even though I sucked at everything, I got better at music. I fucking level grind. And the climactic point of all of that was 2012. The year 2012 of me just saying, fuck everybody. And I actually kissed a girl for the first time in 2012. Honestly, I wish I dated her and I actually, like, went for it. That's exactly what I'm saying, David. You get it, my dude. Damn, can a white boy and his big booty Latina just be happy? That's exactly what I'm saying. Hold on. That's me and her. That's me and her. In this, right from here. You know? That's where the picture is, in João Pessoa. So I actually have a shirt of this. I'll wear it in the summer if I lose weight. Cause I remember going home from Brazil and being in doing my nerd thing with my D&D group and saying, "What's up, my negos?" Like, just as a fucking goofy white gringo. Beautiful couple. I know, man. And I remember this one girl I worked with in my last job, and she's like, you know, she makes you look really good. And I'm like, you know, thanks. Like, what do you mean? I look like some fucking schlubby idiot or something? But she's right. Like, we both make each other look fantastic. Like, alone, we look a lot less attractive than we do together. Português é muito difícil, é verdade. Yeah, but why can't this happy, humble gringo just have his big booty Latina? Like, I tell you what, man. Like, why must why must I be so forlorn? Here's the thing. Like, I think you're black, right? I saw your profile picture on Discord, David. It's probably easier for you to find, like, American white chicks, and you could, you know, and I don't mean to stereotype, but if I were a black dude, I'd be like, yeah, where the white women at? I would be like that. I would totally be in that realm of being. But since I'm just like a normal, like, vanilla flavored white American, that's not exotic. That's not cool. That's not sexy. It's just, you're just the default stage. Nobody wants to just have vanilla ice cream in America. They want chocolate. Just like me. Hey, you know? But I'll take any flavor as long as there's a lot of toppings, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Sound like Little John. How was meeting your family? Very difficult because I didn't know how to communicate with them. The grandma was actually mad at me because I didn't ask her permission because I didn't know how to ask it. I asked her to marry me and I didn't really ask permission. It'd be funny if they said no. Like, yeah, fuck you. You're not actually black. Oh, okay. I just I was told not to use my actual picture on Discord. Okay. See, there's the deception. So you kind of like, are you kind of like mixed race or like, and I mean this with all due respect, Brazilians kind of look, they're not white like me, like I look like King Arthur. A lot of Brazilians, their version of white is kind of like close to like Middle Eastern in a way. Like you could pass as a Middle Eastern. Like, are you in that category of melanated? God, I sound so racist right now. That's okay. Hey, I told you in the beginning of the video I'm racist. Everything is racist. You know, I said something like walking around my house, like everyone is racist. Everything is racist, therefore no one is. And it's kind of freeing to think that way. It's good that you didn't use your... Obviously, I'm not a bunny rabbit in my picture. So, I know exactly what you mean. Although I identify as a bunny rabbit. Because I am a white. Bunny rabbits don't have to be white, but I have a white bunny in my profile picture. The whitest. I'd say I'm so white in Brazil and not so white in America. Yeah, you're like, okay, so you probably got like brown eyes or something. Okay, I got a picture. Like Hispanic-y white. I have Italian and Scottish ancestry. Yeah, I'm also a part Italian too. From the beard, a bit Irish too. So Irish Italian. So we're brothers, man. If your last name's Donato, we're definitely related as well. Because there's a lot of Donatos in Brazil, I learned. Which that's kind of cool. Means donation. How'd you make it to America? Did you do the K1 thing? Like you convinced like some like a Rachel or a Taylor to be like, yo, you want to try this, you know, you want some barbecue, baby? I got it. Let's go to Orlando and make some, and I'll give you some Kissemis if you know what I'm saying. Man, I gotta stop with these energy drinks. I'm gonna die of like an aneurysm. I could be here all night though. We're pretty much well past. And I came here as an exchange year, my last year in high school. Oh, that's cool. You should just stay and then have ICE kill your... Sorry. No, I'm kidding. You should just overstay your visa and just have ICE destroy your life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I don't really like what ICE is doing. And, you know, I'm super... I don't know. Maybe that's another reason why Naya didn't want to come here, because she's afraid of like all the xenophobia. I am too. You know, this is all I was hoping that they would get rid of like the drug cartels and the human sex traffickers of minors and all that, but I don't think that's gonna ever not happen. Like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like, as far as we know, Epstein's still alive. And this is where the stream cuts off. Let me know if I'm muted yet. Came back to college with a student visa. Went back to Brazil because of visa stuff, you know. Met this girl, I fell in love with her. You gotta get that anchor, baby, you know what I'm saying? Not sure if America's the place for me, man. I don't think America's the place for me either, man. I'm just here because my dad and my mom are here, and my sister. And her soon-to-be, I think they're going to get married. Her boyfriend, who's now probably gonna be my brother-in-law. Who knows? I'm not really. I hope it is. I hope he ends up dating her and asking her for her hand in marriage. 'Cause he's a genuine, like, he's a genuine good person. He's genuinely good. Esty, how's it going, Esty? Yeah, I mean, you get all of the you get all of the hard work that is expected from a Hispanic person, but none of the benefits or the hot babes. I don't know. You probably beg to differ, though. I imagine if you live in Miami, it's a little bit different, standards, I suppose. And there's a lot of Brazilians that live in Miami, because they're, all the hot babes end up migrating there. Don't blame anybody. It's the place to be. It's close enough to Brazil, I guess. Why you want to learn Portuguese? It's very essa é a linguagem or língua mais difícil. Fuck. Porque você aprendendo. Oh, wait. Porque você está aprender português? É mais difícil. É uma língua mais difícil? KKK. Is that how you say it? Lol. It is a difficult language, and I struggle all the time, just right now. But there's some things that I could try to translate the best I can. America's the place for me. God bless America. God bless America. America's the best place. That's what I'm told to believe. Even though we blow up kids in the Middle East for a living, we are still better than most. We're still better. We're still the best ever country ever on this planet. No takebacks. Better. I don't, see, that's the thing. I feel like it's nature where we want to variate genetics. So the thing that I know about, the thing that's common in my life, gross. The thing that diversifies myself, this is exotic. Beautiful. Wonderful, I'll take that. So yeah, it's, I get you there. I'm Brazilian. I know Portuguese, it's hard. Yeah, I could tell. I knew I wanted an American girl when I watched American Pie for the first time. That's how I bonded with my fiance. She was talking about American Pie. I'm like, this one time in band camp, it's a funny thing, I am a band geek. This is where I start playing music. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, that's how you do it. Up, there we go. Da 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 boo da ba da ba da bop. I want to visit the USA, but I prefer Europe, like Italy. Yeah, I want to visit. I might end up living in Italy. That's such a unique, eclectic life. An American gringo, marrying a Afro-Brazilian woman, and moving to Italy for the food, right? Because the food's really good for you. And the art's beautiful. The architecture's beautiful. You're actually appreciated if you enjoy classical music. I'm not a big classical music fan, but I'm sure I could be if there was a market for it, but I just feel like there's a lot of snobbery there too. Green Day, Blink-182, Barbecue Guns, Hot Blondes. How can anyone hate this country? I want to visit USA, but yeah. Wow, you're speaking my language, man. That's like my number one influence in high school. Which, brings us to the day streak, which is 2012. And, I wanted like a hot blonde or alternative looking Avril Lavigne looking girl. And I realized that they're kind of mean. They're kind of harsh to me. And that faded very quickly. Like, I remember I guess maybe that's the origin of me saying like, fuck you bitches. I'm going my own fucking way, and with or without you. But I did want like a busty, hot blonde. They just don't exist in my realm. They don't see me as worthy or of any kind or any being. Like, I'm not even an option for them. I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe I'm an asshole. Maybe I ruined it. Maybe I'm a piece of shit. I don't know. But because nobody explicitly says what I'm doing wrong here. But then, you expand your horizons out to the entire country or the entire world, and then I've met a lot of Filipinas, a lot of Indonesian girls, Africans, and, of course, Brazilians and chicks from the Dominican Republic. But barely any, like, white, blonde American women. So my motto is go where you're loved. And you did too. So, acknowledgement there. That's a great thing. I think my opinion, like, I would have liked a punk rock alternative girl with, like, different colored hair that listened to, like, Green Day, Blink-182, around my era of punk rock. Those were my main influences in high school. And also, but, some people expanded out to like Avenged Sevenfold and a lot of screamo music, and I just was too sensitive. That was too much for me in terms of like I don't like yelling. A lot of Brazilians are, and I was seen as a pussy for that too, like being sensitive to screaming and yelling. And sure enough, there's a whole country of people where you scream at the top of your lungs to somebody, they see it as a threat and they will kill you if you're screaming at someone. Also known as Brazil. If you're screaming at someone in Brazil, they will take a knife to you and because they feel like that they're in danger. They kill people over that stuff. And it's like, it's that same visceral reaction I naturally have. But I was just the weirdo that was too sensitive to that. So instead of going towards like more hardcore music, I ended up, being interested in a band called Streetlight Manifesto. I'll send it to you. I think it's actually in my Discord. And Naya was saying, oh, this sounds just like Brazilian music. I'm like, oh, really? So you mean one of my main influences was ska? It's like a ska band, but it's more so punk rock too. It's a horn band that has a lot of happy melodies, but it's also kind of punk rock. It was the perfect like marriage for me, where it had a little bit of that punk rock edge with horns, and I thought it was perfect. And I was so obsessed with it. I so much so that I bought T-shirts. I never buy shit from anybody. I bought T-shirts and albums, and I loved this band so much so that I got all my friends into it, and that was the band. Sure enough, I wanted to make a band of my own, just like that, where I'm playing, I'm playing guitar in, just like the lead singer that I looked up to. All right, and we're back. I don't know where I left off in, but I'll reiterate some points that I made. So, I wanted to start a band that was a ska punk band, Streetlight Manifesto was the name of the band that I really looked up to in high school. I wanted to be the guitar player, and I wasn't really as good at guitar as I thought, but I really wanted to get better. I had like a condescending douchebag of a bass player that, didn't want to be in it. And I feel like I was very condescended to as a youngster with someone with who was more of a prodigy, we'll say. And I never really picked up on those types of social cues. Maybe it's because I am like some level of on the spectrum. But and there are a lot of alt girls or like punk rock looking, emo looking chicks that hated what I liked. So it's basically like, and there's this one guy who was like a gringo talking about like, American women and American men. It's just like a magnet, it just repels. But Brazilian women and, American men, gringos, perfect. Like neodymium rare earth magnet, just stuck. Hard to pull apart with your bare hands, like an electromagnet, yo. And I believe it's the same thing with you, Brazilian male with American woman. Stay away from me, yeah, American woman. Mama, or something like that. Let me be, yeah. I'm not into classic rock, but I was into Blink-182 and Green Day. And so I guess the story I was trying to depict was, I tried to start a ska band. It was, it didn't work out. So I'm just like, fuck it, let's just start a band. So I ended up finding guys my age, that were, maybe about my same level. Some of them were a little bit better than me. I wanted to play drums in it. I wasn't that good as a drummer. I decided to jump on bass like Fat Mike from NoFX. And I did my best, And I got a bunch of people to like me. A lot of people thought... Actually, I was talking to somebody today who said, you have it in you, man. And I'm like, that's really super nice. And my friend Tin from last week, he was saying, you've got it in you too. And, maybe I do. Maybe I really need to consider that. But here's the irony of the situation. The bass player that I tried to have in my band in like 2009, he was also a trombone player. And he joined another ska band in the next town over with somebody else. And they're actually way more famous. They've done world tours and stuff like that now. And, I remembered before they became bigger than they are now, I was saying, yeah, playing tuba in a ska band, I said on like a Facebook post. And I have the screenshot on a former phone that I don't have right now, where the guy was just like, you're really like still on that? You're still really thinking that? And I'm just like, I'm going to save this. And I'm just going to like, I'm not going to use it as fuel to like be better, but I'm just going to remember, like, if I ever play a show with this guy, I'm going to remind him like, hey, oh yeah, you're the guy who said I couldn't do this. And so when I go to... Here, let's see. And now, years later, do I join... Let's see if it's here somewhere. Am I playing in a ska band on the fucking tuba like I always wanted to? It's my life's mission. Look at how happy I am. It looks like I have a missing tooth from the lighting here. I don't like that fucking lighting. And I miss band practice because I wanted to see another... don't tell them, but I saw another group that was like a main inspiration for me. and I really miss. I haven't seen him in like 10 years, and it's like going to see. These guys. Some good ass pictures of us. Like this guy, our bass player Jake. I saw him at Blink 182. They played locally. But it's like you see. I have to see Monozzle Brass. They're an Austrian group that I've actually been listening to since high school, and I've only seen them 2 times. Thursday was the second time. And I just went alone. I went by myself. I didn't really plan it out. But, I'm actually going to save this picture. Here's me sleeping with a brick of cheese. There's me sweating my brains out like, yo, battle ready stance. Look at that fucking, like... We gotta play more shows. But, sure enough, interestingly enough, my band's called Uncle Frank Says No. The band that I was referring to earlier was called Uncle Joel's Comb, which I have no idea why so many ska bands have uncles in the name. But I feel like, it's kind of like a manifestation of like, even... no matter what, I'm going to find love, whether it's from America or from Brazil. Either way, I'm going to play tuba in a ska band, whether it's with Uncle Joel's Comb or Uncle Frank Says No. And I think that's the testament of, through perseverance, life will prevail. And it all comes out of the wash, as a wise woman once told me. So, yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. I am happy in those fucking pictures. What a chill guy. I know, man. I'm not chill right now. Here's the thing, though. It's like I'm amped up as fuck because of this goddamn energy drink. But, yeah, I'm not chill right now. I'm angsty. Punk rock. But, so, whether I find like a cute alt-looking punk rock girl with giant hooters, who is also blonde with blue eyes, that would have been great. Or, the same thing with like, you got this Afro-Brazilian woman from the Northeast, also with giant hooters. That probably isn't her first choice to like punk rock, but she likes horns. Because that's where a lot of Brazilian music lies, is that just happy melodies, and I love that more than that's more powerful to me than punk rock, and I think that fits way better, and it's a beautiful thing, and you could tell I'm like shaking how passionate I am about that. How you imagine Brazilian women? I don't know. Culture is similar who see between USA and Brazil. I'll answer that in a sec. You have a good music taste. Oh, thank you. Something about Brazilian history. I know that there was something about mirrors, which is kind of racist, but it's kind of a funny detail too. It's like, here's your mirror, sir. Thank you for your woman. You look happy in the pictures. I am happy. So how I imagine Brazilian women, I don't generalize. Like some of them are, it's very diverse. Like Brazilian women, like you have a lot of light skin, whitish females, probably from the South. You also have a lot of dark skin, like black, from the Northeast. Like Salvador is like the highest African population. Because it's descendants of the slave trade and all that, and I think 1500. I think the 1500s, the Portuguese brought in slaves. I think it was the beginning of the slave trade because of how close, like West Africa is to the northeast of Brazil, because of that's the most eastern part of the Americas. It makes sense, like geographically. So there's that history. There's also a lot of like Catholic, Portuguese styled buildings that have been constructed, that I went to in Salvador. Some beautiful places. Yeah, I guess, I look so happy. I am. That is my happy place. I'm telling you guys, if I could do that full time, I probably be like, if I could find my American Pie, busty blonde bombshell blonde bitch that was into punk rock and ska and all that stuff, I wouldn't be learning Portuguese. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I could find it, if I could locally source my bitches, I would. But a lot of it's gone rancid, and I just, and maybe I'm just picky. Maybe I'm just like a picky boy, and I just have no, I don't know. I mentioned a couple days ago where I was like brutally like made fun of, talked down to, discredited. Women are very socially vicious, especially in America. I mean, especially anywhere, but I feel like I was very sensitive to that stuff. So because of that, I'm like, fuck you, bitches. I'm going to do my own thing and be the antithesis of a pretty boy douchebag guitar guy, if you really want me to be that way. So I was for a long time. And I'm like, nope, you got to look this way. Fuck you. And there's that punk rock edge in me. I've calmed down a little bit over the years where it's like, if anybody plays Magic the Gathering, I was very red in my spell casting. I used a lot of red magic in my decks. But, I don't have it right now. I think I might. Yes, I have it right here. The type of magic deck that I use, that I actually made a video about, I didn't upload it yet, but it's the most passive deck, Miss Bumbleflower, and it's a lady bunny rabbit, and it's like the exact opposite of how I used to play Magic the Gathering. So I've lightened up over the years. I became more of like a guru, happy, good boy, just content with life, kind of passive. Not because I'm a submissive bitch, but I'd rather keep the peace than agitate everybody and piss everybody off. But I've recently come out of my shell a little bit, and I've become a little bit more edgy and like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, in my most recent iteration of stuff. But it is true that Salvador Bahia that's why I proposed to her. Black population in Santa Catarina have a lot more white people. I'm from central west Brazil, Mato Grosso do Sul. I don't have a lot of black people here, mostly whites. You have a lot of ex-Confederates from the south too. That's the point. Brazilians don't have a type of face. You have black people, white people, Asians, and native. So yeah, like, I'm into the, well, but for some reason, unanimously, and I say unanimously in that configuration, they got the big bundas. Like, you could be like an Asian chick, but if you're like an Asian chick who's also like part Brazilian, for some reason, you got caked up. You got that ass. That bunda, just a little bit more, like, just your flat-chested, flat, no-ass white women, you add Brazilian, you slap the Brazilian logo onto that. It's like, whoa, more. Something about I think it's the sand on the beaches. I walked on the, I spent like 3 months in João Pessoa, and I walked on the beach like every day, and I felt my butt like it like it felt fatigued. It felt sore. I'm like, oh, this is how they got the big bundas. It's because even just walking on the beach, it burns to like it works your butt out. And that's my theory. Also, the dancing requires a lot more hip movement and you gotta activate those glutes. But it's there's something to it. Black women, it's like they don't have to worry. They got by default fresh off the boat. That was very racist, but they got the big bundas. That's great. And there might have been some like interbreeding, intermingling, and all that stuff. To then the white Europeans got the goods too. But even like you go to like I think Sao Paulo, I think has a Japanese population, or maybe Rio, somewhere in the south. It's like, yo, like why is everybody so caked up in this one country? And I'm not saying like, that's everybody. Because I don't want to paint with a broad brush either. There are a lot of women that are just like, that just are normal. Are normal. Like everybody, there's a big you see like the big postcards of like beautiful like hot models, and it's like that's not everybody. Not everybody's a hot model. But that's my fantasy envisionment sometimes, and I have to watch myself too, because it's like. That's not unanimously the norm, and I don't like the that there's somebody out there that probably feels like that they're the they don't live up to the stereotype, or they don't live up to that expectation. Like if you're a black guy with like an average sized wiener, that's a disappointment. It's like I don't know. Brazilian models have the big bundas too. Yeah, I know. See, in America, during the American Pie, era of family of products when it comes to like those comedy movies, where you like 1990s era of movies where it's like, oh, you got such a fat ass, you're a fat ass, bah, 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 bah. It's like, no, that's what we want. Don't shame her for her big butt. She doesn't have to go on a diet. She doesn't have to do any of that stuff. That's what we want here. God damn it. Stop telling her. Like, there are a lot of women out there that are like, oh, my boobs are way too big. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I like my steak. My steak is just way too juicy. My lobster is just too buttery. God damn. Oh my God. It's just my back hurts. Oh my God. Just my big bouncy boobies. It's like, oh, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. It gives me a headache all day. Oh my God. I can't even live. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. My back hurts. Where are my goddamn free drinks? I play the tuba. Okay. Let me show you. This tuba thing. Me jumping around with that thing, way more heavy than having huge knockers. And, although it wins over the ladies, it doesn't win over that many ladies. I don't get free drinks. I don't get any winks from anybody in some fucking bars. I'm just the retarded autistic kid that, is dancing and jumping around because he's a fucking acoustic bastard. Like... You think anybody wants to see this? This is like watching the special kid dance at the fucking at prom, and everybody's egging him on because it's like funny to watch a retard go. And that's my archetype. Look at this straight face, square face looking fucking piece of shit. Like, I don't have a personality. I just jump around and play the tuba, and that's my whole shtick. That's my identity. That's where I live at. And If I was a hot girl with giant tits, I'll fucking take it for the team. Oh my God, I can't have my cake and eat it too. Just have the fucking cake. Be caked up, bitch. Deal with it. There's so many other things to complain about. First world problems. Oh my God, you can't. under communism, you can't have giant titties. So it's like, I don't know. There's this meme that says under communism, my tits wouldn't be that big or something like that. And then boom, there's a chart that says communism drops to 0. And that's sometimes the meme that I think about when I think about this stuff. Yeah, that's my rant. I'm sorry I'm such a pervert. That's the problem. Like, we can't be out, like, Pride Month, right? There's the gay pride flag, and that's great, you know. And I like the gay LGB movement. Lesbian, gay, bi, lesbian, bi, gay, bisexual, I love who I love. Then there's lesbian, I love women, women who love women, men who love men, for gays. And that was the movement in which things were like, okay, it's about love. Then trans ended up coming in. It's now more about identity versus love and changing your body in order to accommodate to your identity, which directly contradicts gay and lesbian, where lesbianism kind of challenged the norms of what it meant to be a woman. And now trans is kind of like going into the stereotype of like drag queen being kind of like the gateway drug to being trans. And I think, you know, this hyper feminization that men to female tranny people are just honestly, I feel like it's kind of a gross stereotype. Don't get me wrong, I like bimbo looking bitches, but like you know, this is kind of going away from what the lesbians, you know, have been working towards. And I think that there are a lot of there's a lot of infighting in that crowd between different movements and such. That'll get me in trouble. I don't care though. I sometimes don't care. Like, I care about individuals who you know, I talk to individually, and I really do appreciate the discourse and back and forth. But you know, I will also say, if you treat me like shit, and I don't care what you are, I'm gonna call you a faggot. I'm sorry. If you treat me like if you blame me for a death threat, you know, somebody last year, I worked at a call center, and they I was just trying to do my job, and they threatened my life on the phone, and my supervisor blamed it on me. Like, what could you have said better to not make them, you know, say what they said? So basically, we're just saying, you know, it's your fault. You know, you were asking for it in a way. That's the equivalent, in my humble opinion, as victim blaming. And that person happened to be trans, formerly gay, now trans. I will say, that's a faggot. That's a faggot. Me, you know, being somewhat of an MC for a wedding for my sister's friends, and they clearly love each other. They're clearly, you know, happily married. That's just a loving couple. You know, you see the difference. But why does me saying this one word sting everybody and make me to be the bad guy? And I think that's the point I think a lot of people need to get to too. Yeah, fuck communism. And it kind of gets into I guess this is kind of the theme of today in 2012. Do you guys kind of notice, like, even though 2012 technically wasn't the end of the world, right? There was some sort of a cosmic shift that happened where everybody got so hypersensitive to everything. You know, I had this crush on this one girl who introduced me to what transgenderism was, and she's like, "Oh, I'm homeschooled, and you know, I'm like a male stuck in a woman's body," and she's like, you know, she's getting surgery, and you know, and I'm just like, okay, that's weird. I'm not gay though, but it's like it's kind of fucked up, you know. Like, I don't think I could be that fucked up or be interested in that like fucked upness. Like even if the girl's hot and she thinks that like she's got, you know, I don't know. I just don't buy it. Like I think I keep saying I think. Let me formulate my thoughts for a minute. 1990s, 2000s, and even into the 2010s. What has been the main message for like any movie? It's learn to love yourself as you are. And now we got into like 2012 into now, and it's just like change yourself for everyone if you see that as who you are. It's a bit jarring. Because aren't we supposed to fix ourselves here before we try anything else? Like, why is it always the first step to do some like extreme stuff? Got to really think about it. And I feel like, you know, don't get me wrong, like I'm not a commie bastard. I don't believe in the communist stuff. And I've thought about it, you know. We're going to get into universal basic income, and there's going to be two class societies. There's going to be the haves and have-nots. And or, you know, rich nobles saying let them eat potassium bromate laced cake. It's not good. And our cake has artificial sweeteners, aspartame, glyphosate. That's a preservative / Monsanto poison, along with potassium bromate, which is like I think it's like a leavening agent or something like that, or it simulates bread rising without the usage of waiting for yeast to activate. It's not good for you, though. I mean, I'm not saying this is either, but, you know, here we are. It's, yeah. On one hand, I want to say, this is getting really fucking late. It's like the next day. We're already into the next day. Been here for like 2 hours. Almost 3 hours. Holy shit. Yeesh. I didn't know I was going to stream this much. But I suppose 2012 was kind of an important year when I graduated high school. I'll say it live. I don't give a shit. I feel like at this point, you know, you could get anybody could get anything on anyone now. And I'm not really trying to say anything that's super inflammatory. That's like actually nothing nobody can ever say is going to be super inflammatory to anything. It's just words. You know, it's supposed to be a free fucking country here. I'm angsty, man. It's the energy drink. I'm going to start beating the shit out of people. But I guess I'll digress from that point. The theme of today, though, is that there was some sort of a cultural shift in America, where Dumbledore was gay and that was enough. Happy, peace, love, joy. And now it's like, okay, now there's trans people that slowly but surely convinced kids to mutilate their genitals. Like, we were all middle schoolers at one point. Whenever you started developing, it felt kind of awkward, didn't it? It really did. You know, girls developing there, and as much as a objectifying asshole, you know, with Brazilian women with the big bootas, I imagine, and I've talked to a lot of Brazilian girls, like that. Not in any like perverted way, only with my fiance. TMI, I know. But just about like them being comfortable in their own bodies and like developing and all that stuff. It's just like any girl, you know, that's a universal feeling. And it's awkward. It's really awkward. And you know, some girls feel uncomfortable, but you know, the positive messaging really needs to be, you are perfect. You're designed in the way that your God has designed you, and be happy with who you are because you're given a beautiful life. And that's the real, like, honest truth. problem is like there's the demon side of me, the perverted side of me, where it's like she's got to look like Jessica Rabbit, or else I'm not even fucking paying attention to anybody. That's the bad side of me. That's what makes me a jerk. Is that I'm like, you know, from being so like socially eviscerated in middle school into high school, and shamed for just being a weirdo. Not even just like a perverted weirdo, but just like just being myself, for God fucking sakes. You know, to then like being outside of the social norms and stuff like that. And not even just being a creep or anything. It's just neurodivergent bullshit. Probably autism, probably more than likely ADHD. Just, you know, whatever the retard word is. To then just like saying, fuck that, I'm gonna be who I am. Not that I have an identity over like being a perverted asshole, but if you're gonna shame me for just having interests, here's the point I was trying to get to. So yeah, there's gay, bi, trans, you know, lesbian, pansexual, questioning, whatever the plus means. This is where this is basically the point I forgot I was getting to. You know, they got all their flags, but there's no like big titio sexual. There's no big titio sexual. I keep stuttering. Big titio sexual. That's the term I'm phrasing, that I'm coining here. Because it's like, you know, you're a straight guy that just likes ginormous boobies. You know, furries got their thing. They got fursuits and shit. You know, you got the BDSM people with all the leather and gags and rope and shit like that. They're having a blast there, you know, tying each other up. Can I just, as a mammalian, like oversized breasts? Is that not? Am I a glutton? Am I a lustful glutton for liking a succulent Chinese meal? What have I done wrong? You ever see that one? I've just enjoyed a succulent Chinese meal. That's what it feels like. I'm just a straight guy that likes, you know, I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit and I learned something about myself. Not only that I'm a bunny person, but in more ways than one, yes, I am a bunny person, if you know, yeah. And, you know, you look at 2012 when they actually had good mobile games. True. And they could be offline and no fucking stupid ads. 2012, yeah. What a year. What a year. I signed up. I still had a flip phone, actually. For the longest time, I kept a flip phone. And honestly, I regret getting these tablet-style phones. I've got more than one. I've got like 4 right now. I've got one filming me. I've got one that I shelved because it was getting all glitchy with the camera. I've got this one This one's glitchy with the camera, but I like the big-ass battery. This one I'm using just for photos. So I carry 2 around with me. This one for photos. This one for Duolingo's, using it as a cell phone. Even though the microphone's broken and the speaker sucks. I still use it. I still like it. I should probably repair this thing. Or I could probably just switch it over to this one and be happy. But I digress, you know? I digress on that point. Yeah, 2012 we had some good mobile games. Honestly, Angry Birds was fun. But I guess more so in a high school, like, ending off. So, I guess to continue the story from, like, 2008 to 2012. You know, actually 2007 to 2012. Like, I started the tuba, and I switched from trombone because I never practiced. Like, actually, let's go from my whole, like, K through 12 career here. Kindergarten, fun. first grade, I was kind of obnoxious and a stupid kid, but I was expressive, and this little light of mine. I jumped around when I did. I'm gonna let it shine, and my friend next to me kept elbowing me because he was so embarrassed by me. That was like 2001. Then into 2002, into second grade, we'll say. 9/11 happened, and I feel like at that point I had a psycho. I was picked on a bit, and I just screamed, and I had a bunch of like McDonald's and Burger King because my dad didn't know how to feed me or cook properly. So I ended up getting fat from that, and moved on to third grade. Met my had started like the dynamic trio between a buddy of mine, Mario, and Eric. And I still talk to Eric. I actually work with him now. It's my whole life story here. And, we've ended up staying friends 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. We split up and we're in different classes, but I still started finally at the end of like 5th grade. I finally liked myself and had confidence. And then 6th grade, had a shitty fucking piece of shit teacher that didn't believe in learning disabilities, which I had. And I felt like I hit a brick wall the minute I started liking myself. Then in 2007, 2007, I guess, was kind of like a turnaround where I had a bunch of teachers that really advocated for me and really wanted to see me grow. And then I got the help that I needed in 2008. 2007 was like from 2004, 2005, 2006 into 2007, I played the trombone. I sucked at it. And actually, that condescending bass player that also played the trombone said that, tried to get me to quit jazz band. He was a fucking asshole, even as a kid. And, so I switched to tuba because I had a different band teacher from 6th grade into 7th grade. My 7th grade band teacher followed us from 7th grade to 8th grade. And she was that super kind flute player that was just like, just try 10 minutes a day. And that changed my life because 10 minutes a day is the same thing you can do to get the flame. So I kept that alive. And then moved that to 2008 to 2009. Met with a teacher, my high school teacher, started, inspiring me more. And that propelled my tuba playing skills a lot more. I auditioned at the end of 2010 to an orchestra, a youth orchestra that was very well renowned, world class, very talented set of elite musicians for kids. And I got in for my first audition as a tuba player. There's only one chair for that thing too, by the way. And I got it in both years for 2011 and 2012. And from 2011, I joined a choir, advanced onto the chamber choir, and played in Hairspray for our high school musical. And I was just an all-around like Kakashi style of like I could do anything if I set my mind to it. And I didn't have a lot of excess chakra, so to speak, but I was very tactful in how I used it. And there was just like this Nepo kid that through generations had music teachers as his grandmother was a music teacher, his mom was a music teacher, his sister ended up becoming a performer, and big music family that actually had a career with that. Him and I fist bumped at the end of it, where I was running around like a crazy maniac and just fucking doing my thing and being the star of that. And then I moved on to college, and I feel like it was like a lame version of that. It really wasn't like anything special like it was in terms of like the camaraderie. I felt like there was a lot more petty high school stuff than my high school experience, which I'm super glad that I at least had the college experience in my high school class. It kind of flip-flopped because I went to a low-quality community college. But that's pretty much my whole life story. I also got my first kiss at the end cherry on top, end of the movie. And she was beautiful too. I regret not staying with her. I think it's because I really wanted to have blonde hair, blue-eyed kids, but I ended up scrapping that. Like, on one hand, I just, you know, I was infatuated with the idea of having like a, you know, like I was never really into like the like doing the whole mixed race thing or like, but after a while I was just like, fuck it. Fuck it. You know, let's go for it, man. And like even in like 2020 to like 2022, like when I proposed to her, I was just like, you know, why not? Why not? Why not propose to her? Let's do it. Because I'm not getting any younger. I'm not that much good. I'm not very good with women. Because there's a lot of neediness and it's probably because of my autistic ass not like tying into social cues along with my high standards and, you know, this unspoken, unheard like rule of conduct that nobody fucking told me about in terms of how you're supposed to talk to people properly. It's like, fuck you. Like, be real with me, man. Come on, level with me. If you're a hot babe, I'm a fairly attractive guy, you know, I'm handsome. When I cut this up, here, let me show you. Let me show you. I don't really age that quickly for a white guy, for a gringo. Like, this is what I look like as, like, just, I don't like my hair, but this is kind of what I look like now-ish. I cut this short. I'm a fucking prince. She calls me a prince. It's a beautiful thing. And that's why I do this every day. People keep asking me, why do you learn Portuguese? Because I do this every day. And, you know, I went where I'm loved. And I had a lot of girls like me in high school. And I was just like, no. You gotta be like Rangiku from Bleach. You gotta be like Lady Tsunade, if you know what I'm saying. You gotta be like, I don't know, Samui from Naruto too. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of Lucy from Fairy Tail. Or Scarlet. That's a very fan servicey anime. But you get my point. You get my point. And I, you know, as objectifying as I am, it stems from, and this is the defense of objectifying anywhere that you could get. If a man is a piece of shit, like if I'm an asshole and I'm a douchebag piece of shit, at least you could say, oh, like he's at least a handsome, hot guy, and, you know, there's no like redeeming qualities about him, but at least he's like a hot guy. That's what, for me, like if a woman said that, it's like, okay, I get it. Because for me, it's like objectification is the last resort. It's like, okay, she's a piece of shit. She's hard to deal with. She's got no personality, but she's got two very big reasons why I'm giving her the fucking time of day. Because if it was a guy who's a piece of shit, nobody bothers. Like just an average guy who's like has an attitude problem like I am right now. They're just like, yeah, you're not a person. You're not a person anymore. And then that guy learns humility and actually tries to be a funny, you know, fun-loving family man or whatever niche he finds in order to have some sort of relevance in society. So you see somebody like Megan Fox, she does the exact opposite. Like, she's a fucking monster. Like, she's evil. Like, she does this weird blood shit. Like, evil satanic shit, and she's a piece of shit because of that. But she's got that bunda. She's got that work done. She's Megan Fox, you know, she's a hot babe. But for me, and I mean this as sincerely as possible, if they suck as a person, I I don't give a shit if they're hot. I'm the only guy that's like this, I feel. If you're a piece of shit, if you've got a void of a personality, not only a zero personality, but just a sociopath, cunt, piece of shit bitch, I am just like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't care if you got a giant hooters or big bunda or all that stuff. You know, you got all the fixings. You got a flat stomach. You know, you got that perfect bod. You got that Jessica Rabbit look. If you're shitty to me, I'm like, or you talk down to me once, I'm like, fuck you. And there are a lot of American women that just because they're hot, they think that they could say whatever they want. It's like, yeah, no. I'm not even going to look at or acknowledge you. Like, I'm going to straight up Amish shun you and just say, yeah, you're not a person in my life. You're not a person that even exists in my plane. And that, to me, I feel like is what they need. Is if there's going to be social evisceration towards a regular guy like me that happens to be a little perverted, let's be real, but I'm a guy. In my defense, I am a guy. That doesn't absolve me from my sin, of course. We are all sinners, though, and I do acknowledge that downfall about myself. But do we not see that same equal treatment, that same level of humility and accountability, acceptance from the opposite side of the aisle? Never. Because of that, eat my ass, bitch. Fuck you. Next. Like, if you're a piece of shit to me, it's like, who needs you, baby, baby? All right, fuck you. Next. Plenty of bitches in the sea, all right? There's a lot of fish. I don't know if I want to deal with, you know. Man, this energy drink is good, man. God damn, I've been ranting on for like 3 hours. That's smart. Go where you're loved. It's not the skin, it's the server. What are we talking about? I don't know what you meant by that, but yeah, I just, and here's the thing too. Like, if I wasn't socially eviscerated back in 2008, 2009, 2010, and beyond, like throughout like middle school, high school. I'm doxing myself, by the way. This is showing how old I am. I don't care. I don't really care right now. I do and I don't. Like, I could probably have somebody chase me down and kill me for criticizing a small New Jerseyan-sized country. But, you know, that's where I start losing my audio. But digressing from that, and I did have a crush on this Jewish girl that had some pretty big knockers. She's married to a Jewish guy, of course, because, you know, can't crossbreed with these Gentiles here. We should take back the word, like a goyiga or something. What's up, my goyiga? Just, you know, refer to each other as that. Is that going to get me canceled? Probably. You know, but, and you know, there's a lot of bad things. There is actual anti-Semitism that is a problem. But then, you know, you say, you hear that, and they justify it as a usage for, you know, justifying their reason for blowing up by, you know, kids in the Middle East. You say, well, that's very anti-Goy of you. Anti-Goyism, you know, to presume that, you know, 85 million lives is better off saved, is better off sacrificed for 6 million. You're basically putting yourself above the needs of the silent majority. And that's the shame that you have to see. I mean, like, in America, maybe you're just an average guy. And in Brazil, you're blue-eyed, blonde, Aryan god, all Brazilian women fall in love with. I'm telling you, man, there's this Puerto Rican girl I worked with, And don't tell Naya. Don't tell my fiance. You could probably tell her, and she'll probably be like, "I will kill her." But I was just like, "No, bitch. I'm not gonna bang her." Actually, she had some nice tits. But I'll say this story again. Last year, as I was leaving my shit credit union call center job, and you can see me in the reflection there. Bit of Inception. You also see some sheet music over here, on this eye. But anyways, so I'm wearing these just because my future is so bright, is what I said. Why are you wearing glasses? Are you hungover? Is what a friend of mine said. I'm like, no, it's because my future is just so bright. And he laughed like crazy, because it was funny, But I remember this one girl. I don't know if she was Dominican or Puerto Rican or whatever, Hispanic of some sort. And so I took off my sunglasses just to see something better, and I looked her straight in the eyes, and she stopped. She went stupid. She was like, wah, 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 and just didn't know what to say because I encapsulated her with my beautiful blue eyes. And I'm just like, yo. My shout out to you, Ryan. He's actually was signed up as my joint sponsor for the K1 visa, for the first K1 visa. And the reason why, shout out to him, is because he told me years ago, where it's like, how there's like, and I'm gonna voice it in the same way he did. How there's like, a white guy likes black women, or a white girl likes black men, and they call it yellow fever. When you go to Latin America, it's the same thing for white guys. I call it imperial fever, where just Latin American women just eat you up. And I'm like, holy shit, man. I have to try that. I have to open up and he was the reason why I opened up my world to my dating range to the world, because sure enough, imperial fever is a thing. These baby blues fucking I'm exotic. I'm King Arthur, homie. Yeah, you're right. There's this Aryan race thing. I mean, Naya was learning German for a reason. Let's look up King Arthur for a sec. I am king. I am the king. And so, like, somebody, like, compared me to this guy. And I didn't even know he was, like, a fictitious king. I thought it was just, like... Hold on, let me find something. If I can't find it, I'll let you know. Yeah, I can't find it. But it's like... So, just imagine me in, like, a crown. And I swear to God, it's here somewhere. If only... Yeah, I can't find it. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find it. But imagine me in, like, a crown. And that's like, I look like a goddamn king. I am king. And, like, Naya imagines me in, like, this type of armor. Not because of anything. Like, the big, orange beard. The red beard. I am just king. I don't know if I look that handsome, but like, there's some, like, I never thought I could be special. Like, I always imagine, like, if you're like a black guy or like a Hispanic dude, white bitches like that shit. They like that exotic shit. And maybe I'm stereotyping too much. There are a lot of white women that like white dudes too. And, but I think there's a lot of guilt too of like, if they like white guys too much, you know, they come off as like a racist, insensitive type of person, and they don't want to be that. So maybe, like, it's the same reason why people voted for Obama, because they didn't want to be called racist. That's why I voted for Obama. It's a stupid thing to like be to vote for a president because you didn't vote for the black guy. Oh, what are you, racist? It's like, yeah. If it was me now, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking racist. Fuck you. But in the same sense, nobody really wanted to vote for like, nobody really wanted to vote for the opposition. Because the competition sucked, man. Like, McCain was kind of like a hawkish, like a kind hawkish guy, but still a Republican. Same thing with Mitt Romney. He was kind of a Ponzi schemer that was also Mormon, but like a neocon, you know, Mormon. Nobody wanted that, so it's like, all right, let's do Obama again. Then we got Trump, because he said he would do something about the powers that be, and he didn't really drain the swamp that much. But yeah, there's like something to be said about, you know, just being a white guy. But there's kind of a mythos I have of like, you know, that's why I'm a big Legend of Zelda fan. There's this mythos of like drawing the sword from the stone and being the chosen warrior that is meant to slay the dragon or save the kingdom from peril and malice from the neighboring evil king that for some reason is Arabic as well. That has some Arabic you know, inspiration, which is kind of racist in its own right. But yeah, like and it is kind of racist too. Like, imagine like the white guy saving the day from the like these Arabic stuff. Like, I'm talking literally saying like Gerudo versus Hylian, and Hylian are like the elf like Europeans that are just, you know, only the white guy can save the day. It's a bit much. It's a bit racist. So, anyways, that's my spiel on all that, I suppose. But I guess, you know, you look at other stories, or you look at other like cultures, and it's like, oh, that's exotic, that's cool, that's beautiful. I never thought that just being a white guy could be that, and that I'm iterating basically what you said in just a couple sentences. There's that, like, I don't have pride in it though. Like, I don't want to be known as like, oh, I'm the Aryan race guy, blonde hair, blue eyes. I just really, you know, I am what I am. You know, and you know, if I were a black guy, I'd be like, you know, like I said earlier, I'd be like, yo, where the white women at? And I'd be doing all that shit and probably be living in a shitty neighborhood with like 4 baby mamas. And nobody, they'd be like, oh, there's Petey, Pablo. I'm kidding. There's Petey doing his thing, and that's just kind of expected of me, right? What could go wrong, or what's the what can you expect? He is of that. But I don't know. I don't want to generalize anybody. Even though I have in like the past hour. I just, you know, I think there's something to be said about that type of, that way of being when it comes to generalizing people and how it's not a good thing, but some of it's true. And it's okay. It's not the end of the world. There could be worse things. And I'm just testing out pens right now. Don't mind me. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Boo-ba-da-boo-da-boo-da. So yeah, man. I think it's also something to do with the American influence that we get from movies and food. Like, what do you mean you come from the land of movies we all watch and love? See, aren't I just a lovable guy? I don't know what kind of... What do I... Naya says I look like Brad Pitt. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I look like Brad Pitt? And then my last girlfriend and my mom and sister said, oh, you're like Chris Pratt. I'm like, what do you mean I'm like Chris Pratt? I'm not handsome. I guess I am a little. But I'm not like physically fit like any of those guys. I'm kind of schlubby and boogie-woogie and not well put together. Like, yeah, I'm a white guy. But I'm not, and I might be a little goofy, but I don't know if I'm that handsome. Like, am I really celebrity quality handsome? Okay, this is Knights of the Round Table. We're willing and we're able. I love Spam a lot. But it would have been cool to be like... Oh, there's King Arthur in RuneScape. I forgot about this fucking thing. Oh, shit. I forgot. Isn't that like where you get Silverlight? Or is that Demon Slayer, I think? I gotta play RuneScape again. Oh, shit. Oh, I don't know if I want to do this King Arthur, because I'll probably get... I should watch that movie, though. I think it's a Disney movie. Oh, yeah. I guess another thing, too, is, like... I've got a... Speaking of, like, the European, like, fantasy mythos... European-based fantasy mythos, like, you know, lords and kings and all that stuff. Let me show you a picture of an AI-generated image that I fucking love. Here he be, the Lord Chungus, the king who is among us. All hail Lord Chungus. He is the bungus. He's my son. He's based off of my boy, the handsomest of all of the boys. Look at this boy. Look at this handsome boy. Look at this handsome... He's in the other room right now, probably wondering where I am. But he's just like, oh my god, he's a cute little bunny rabbit. Very handsome. Probably the most handsomest of all the boys. This is... I don't know if I'm as handsome as that, even. Like, and I've complimented myself way too much about how handsome I am. But this bunny rabbit is probably the most. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. I love the blurry image. They're my favorites. Where he's just like in action. You know he's up to some shit. Handsome boy, handsome boy. Handsome boy. Look at that boy. I'm going to give him pets later. This is, I think, me the other day. He is the handsomest. He is so handsome. B. Making music based off of him because he's so beautiful. But yeah, Lord Chungus. There's also some, like... let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. When the Pope died and they elected a new Pope, I'm like, here's your replacement Pope, your new democratically elected Pope, Pope Chungus the Third. Because there's always a Roman numeral next to him. And I think Pope Chungus would be a good thing. I like the South Park when they make fun of it. You see this hat? It's silly. It's not meant for a person, but it was meant for a rabbit. And he just moves the like Pope hat to cover the ears of the rabbit. It's the most adorable thing. Lambriga. Como vai? Prazer. I would accept him as my leader too. Yeah, I know. I think he should run the country. You know what? The only thing he would say is no tariff on hay and banana. Any country that makes bananas, no tariffs. Bananas, and actually we should start growing bananas in Florida. and like the Gulf in Texas. Why don't they call it the Gulf of Texas? I know we're changing it to like the Gulf of America. And it's supposed to be the Gulf of Mexico. Why not Texas? Just food for thought. Or Gulf of Alabama. Is it still a thing? Here, let's look up a Gulf of America. Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico. Like, it's mostly, I guess it is mostly Mexico. But actually, no, it's mostly America. I don't know. I feel like the fair way to say it is just like, who has most of the land? Like, the strip of land that borders this Gulf, I think they get rights to the name. Now, if we annex Mexico and make them into a bunch of different split up, states, then we could call it Gulf of America. Or even Gulf of Mexico, just to preserve what it was. But is it still called that? Does Google still call it that? Formerly known as Gulf of Mexico, 600,000 square mile sea bordered by U.S., Texas to Florida, Mexico, and Cuba. Formerly from Executive Order 14172, is a major hub for oil, gas, fishing, connecting to the Atlantic and the Straits of Florida. Like, if it's primarily America that covers that Gulf, then that would make sense. And, the U.S. does a lot for everything. It's like, we kind of deserve it. But that's that's the other thing, too. It's like, I'm not upset over it. Like, honestly, I think it's a bit silly to, like, the Gulf of Mexico versus the Gulf of America. Like, if I had, like, if my fiance was Mexican and not Brazilian, and she was just like, no, it should be Gulf of Mexico, and she's got that bunda, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Whatever you say, hot lady. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Like, pick your battles, Like, all right, fine. It's Gulf of Mexico. That's the thing, like, man, I don't want to say it. All right, I'm saying it. Fuck it. How hot are, like, the women from, like Israel to convince the whole world? Like, how big are the boobies and bundas? And here we go. We're going to cut off my audio soon. But how hot are they to, like, convince an entire world to just, like, destroy entire, like, do regime change wars? Like, that's gotta be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You're just gonna obey that bunda, aren't you? No. I will say, for a healthy marriage, you gotta pick your battles. So, like, you just said it's crazy how so many people, like, went nuts over this. You're right. It's crazy how so many people went nuts over this stuff. Like, I don't care. I really don't. It's not about obey. Because I'm going to have my own things that I, stand for. But if it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're gonna call it Gulf of Mexico, all right, fine, you can call it that. That's not what it is when you're Googling it. So suck on that, bitch. But you know, it's kind of like where I have that argument with people that say like, oh, why do you call it America? You know, like Venezuela's in America, Puerto Rico's America. It's like no, Puerto Rico's its own country, and it's a U.S. national territory. It's also like you don't have like the United States of Colombia, or sorry, the Colombian states of America, or you don't have like the Brazilian states of America. You don't have the Mexican states of America. No, it's the United States of America. It's the only fucking country in this entire like region with the name America in it. We're gonna fucking call it America because it's slang for USA. Like, that's the other thing too. Like, that's something I would fight, and I'd also say that, you know, soccer's gay. But I would never kill a man over soccer. I've seen a lot of violence that Brazilians have against, you know, their rivaling soccer, you know, things. And it's just like, man, it's just a fucking game. That's how you know we're cooked. People got more upset about changing the name of the Gulf than our world being run by sociopaths. I know. That's how you know we're cooked. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, and I just really, I hope that there's something. I think more people are waking up. I think it's getting better. I think that there are a lot of neurotypicals that have the chokehold of their you know, social norm stuff that they feel like they have to upkeep. That's slowly starting to crumble, and I think we can't just be like fed bullshit for our entire lives. We have to get something out of all this. If we want to be asleep again, you know, just give us a fucking bone. Tell us, millennials and Gen Z, like, here you go. We're going to make it so that, like, you know, these banksters and private equity firms can't own houses. So you can, and repopulate the homeland, and, you know, and I feel like the work culture in Japan is the reason why, and China too, it's the reason why there's going to be a major population decline, because nobody's having kids. Nobody's, like, having babies. And I think that's something that Bill Gates wants, and I think it's something that a lot of, you know, upper class people really want. They don't want as many kids. They want the population to decrease and not increase. And yeah, I don't know. What's going to end up happening is you have, like, self-centered people being the only ones that procreate. And that's, I don't like that either. No, soccer's awesome. No, but you know what I mean, though. Like, I would never say like a football team like the Philadelphia Eagles, like Philly. If there's ever a home game, they fucking destroy that city, no matter if they win or lose. And that's how a lot of Brazilians are that I've seen. Like, don't get me wrong, there are probably other cities and states that are just like, oh yeah, we won, yay, party time, and it's a good old time. But, you know, I saw this one guy, like, take, like, this giant pole and smack it against some guy's head, like because of this, that, or the other thing when it came to a fucking soccer game. It's like, that's fucked up. Like, it's the same thing with Megan Fox. It's like, yeah, she could get a bunch of work done, she could get that big bunda, blah, blah, blah. Because in that instance, I'm not obeying the bunda. I'm very much just like, yeah, disgusting. With the blood shit with Machine Gun Kelly, it's like, you're a skank whore bitch. Fuck you for being this satanic sociopath. Eat my ass for a bag of coffee. Fuck you. Seriously, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. And, you know, you're going to find Jesus, and it's going to be this big theatrical narcissistic shit. And I really hope to God that, like, you do find Jesus, because you fucking need it. But regardless, very beautiful. You know, I will objectify. That's the point I forgot to make. You know, a guy can be a piece of shit, not a person. Megan Fox can be a piece of shit, do fucked up blood shit, do that weird, like, spirit cooking stuff, basically occultist style, satanic bullshit. And she's fine. Look at her. She's Megan Fox. That she's got that big bunda. Look at that. How could you be mad at that big bunda? And you know, it's just like fucking jangling keys in front of a baby. And I fall for it too. It's like, you know, better start fucking learning Portuguese for 2012 days while I go crazy. Fans are crazy in Brazil. Yeah, it's insane. And we got it here in America for football. You know, it's like you get it with Eagles fans. You get it with like a lot of... I mean, the South Park guys that I was talking about, Casa Bonita earlier, you know, he's a big fan. They're big fans of the Denver Broncos. They're like, go Broncos. They did like a commercial for that. And I think they're single-handedly carrying the culture of Colorado, because they're just, I don't know, they grew up there, they lived there part-time. They probably live in California to do all the writing stuff, but you know, they take the rest of the year off and they hang out in Colorado and just hang out, do their thing, which is a beautiful work-life balance. It's so cool. So yeah, I don't know. I wish they continued the narrative with Charlie Kirk. There's a glitchy thing. Hold on. I think that's better. I could just tell by looking at the monitoring the audio visually. Yeah, fans are crazy in Brazil. You get it in America. I hate American football because of behavior like that. I just don't like the obnoxiousness of it. Just throwing a fucking ball around. It's like gross. I don't know. I don't like the obnoxious, like, no reason for violence. Like, I get some rowdiness, but it's like, man, get a fucking life, man. If you're getting aggressive over a fucking game, it's just, as a kid, it was drilled into me. It's just a game. It's just a game. And I remember there was so much pressure for me to win because I sucked as a kid at sports, because nobody really guided me towards how to play. Or I just wanted to be a goofball kid that just ran around aimlessly to get some exercise and fresh air and some sunlight. God forbid I don't hustle. God forbid I pick some dandelions as a fucking, like, 8-year-old. End of the world, or a 6-year-old, not even an 8-year-old. Like, imagine being a 6-year-old and somebody screaming at you because you're not running fast enough, or because you're not kicking the ball right, or because you're not doing the right thing. It's like, fuck you. Like, fuck you for, like, bullying a kid. Like, there's one thing to, like, be, and if you're a dick to kids and you're screaming at them, fuck soccer. Fuck them. Fuck soccer. Fuck, till the end of time. Fuck soccer. Fuck them. It's a gay-ass fucking sport. Shin guards are gay. And, if you're into it, cool. Not me. Not even football. Fuck that shit, too. Fuck baseball. It's boring. Fuck basketball, because it's like, except for whenever I go to see my sister featured, we have these local women's basketball games that we go to see that she's featured in because she's a breast cancer survivor, which is a kind of cool thing. I like watching my sister shine. She's a dragon boat racer. That's cool. I did cross-country skiing in high school. That was cool. And I regret leaving it. I wish I continued. Because it really kept my lungs going. Like, I had a lot of good cardio from that. At the end of the day, it's just people worshiping players who don't even know exist. Winning or losing, they're going to fuck the best models in town after the game. And you're going to go home crying. Yeah. And that's the other thing, too. With streamers in general. For the longest time, you could even see a clip of me reacting to like Taliesin and Jaffe from Critical Role, like making this like dick move from his character, and I was really affected with that, man, and I felt that parasocial relationship, and I think I'm just gonna remove the visibility of that because I'm embarrassed that I caved into that parasocial relationship. I'm basically nothing to any other celebrity. Like, if I died tomorrow, it's like, they'd be like, oh, man, that's a shame. But no celebrity would give a fuck about me. And that's the thing that I'm just like, yeah, who gives a shit about these fucking assholes? You know, good that they're making a career out of it, but it's like, I'm not going to idolize them. I'm not going to, like, pretend they're my friend. And, you know, I remember watching an interview on Critical Role where this... one of the players was just like, you know, I don't have enough time to have friends or to have friends outside of what I do. It's like, oh, okay, so basically what you're saying is you're fine with the echo chamber that you're in and you're not okay with letting anybody else in. Okay, so that means you, and she said literally, like, I'm never going to, like I don't think I want to have, something like, kind of dickish where it's just like, you know, it's not worth having friends, or like I don't think I'm gonna have friends, or it's not, I don't know, it was just a thing that just kind of took me aback. Like, you know, geez, some of them are your fans that you could probably get along with. It's probably not going to be me because I'm a bit of an asshole and I'm, you know, this, that, and the other thing. I'm outside of the echo chamber for sure. I definitely feel like an outsider in every aspect, every social group I've ever been in. So therefore, I got to do my Finch. Because it's going to be the next day. It already is kind of the next day. And I hope it's not. I'm just going to say I did these. And I'll do them later. But yeah, there's just something to be said about, I don't know, just the parasocial relationships, how they're not actually, you know, real. And like, there's something to be said. I don't know. I keep talking in fucking circles, man. I'm going crazy over this stuff. But just the feeling of like, you're never going to like, you're never going to meet that person, or you're never going to like they don't give a shit about you, essentially. They don't give a shit about what you're about. And you're it's objectifying in that sense, where you're a resource of giving their attention rather than actually being a heartfelt friend that could really, you know, it's not like I'm expecting like somebody who's a celebrity to sit down and talk to me for like 2 hours. But it's also like, you know, the hi, how are you? You know, yeah, I'm glad you're a fan, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. I'll sign this thing because autograph, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, next. Oh, hi, how are you doing? It's like, I know myself. I can't be that fucking guy who's just fake nice all the time. I'd fucking lose my mind. I have lost my mind over that shit. There are some people that I don't want to fucking know or talk to. Not because I don't like them, but because I can't keep up the act of being fake nice all the time. Because it's stupid. And it's fake. You know, what happened to like the 1990s era of like discrediting sellouts and fakes? You know? And I'd like to bang the best models. The best I could do is a hot Brazilian girl. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect here. But I'll take what I can. Yeah. America. I think we've talked to the night, man. I think it's time to go to bed. But you know, I'm glad you found an American girl. And I'm pretty sure you're glad that I found a Brazilian chick. And they're just great. They're just good people, man. You know, they're just... I feel like, you know, this type of dialogue is better for me than, you know, actually meeting a person in person. Not because I don't want to meet somebody in person. I realize that my auditory processing thing, if we were in like a bar hanging out, I imagine like my way of being is kind of like I wouldn't be able to hear everything you would say, and I wouldn't really have a means of like communicating properly. It's weird. I could read text, and it shows in Duolingo. Like, I could read text and translate it perfectly. But if I hear something, there's a delay. And you could probably tell that. If I were to even talk to you in English. And the one-on-one conversations I do really like. So that's where my niche is. That's where my best thing is. Oh, you got to wake up early for church tomorrow. Holy shit, man. We're both on the East Coast. That's like... That's a lot. You're not going to, you know, here we are being sinners on Sabado. And today is Domingos, man. Day of our Lord, the first day of the week. Yeah, it was pretty fun. But definitely reach out to me on Discord. I do enjoy our talks, David. And with that, I'm going to close the chat out. We're just going to acknowledge the fact that this has been... Didn't really do as much Duolingo. We probably could have. But I don't like doing double days on significant times like this, where 2012 is a special number. Because it was the last year in which I peaked, I suppose. The font has changed, though, I think, since 2011. So I guess maybe this is where our world is ending in terms of the font formatting, too. 2012. On a Saturday. Boom. There it is. 2012. Boom. Boom. On the day streak, just a beautiful day. Just a beautiful year. It was a year in which some beautiful things happened, and I will actually show you my prized possession. And this is how you get stabbed in Brazil. I don't know if I have it. If I can't find it, it'll let's see if I can find it. Hold on. I might have it here. Nope, can't. I don't think I can find it in time. Oh man. No, couldn't find it in time. But it was my class ring. Because that was when I graduated. Spoiler alert, I guess that doxes me. You could find my identity anywhere. Steal My Identity 2012. When the world was supposed to end, and maybe in some ways it did. There was a cultural shift, as I said, many times over. But I digress. It's been like 3 hours, almost 4 hours on this stream. And I want to thank you, David, for saying hello, helping me keep that flame going, helping me keep it alive. Orange flame for Saturday. Charmanders would be proud. We've got... Oh, yeah, and we also got Bean. Young Chungus. I'm going to say hi to Young Chungus in the other room. Our Lord Chungus, he owns land in Scotland. As you would know, David, you're part Scottish. Those are the customs. If you own land in Scotland, you are technically a lord. But anyways, I digress. I keep saying I digress, but I really need to go to bed. So do you, Dave. Enjoy church tomorrow. Anybody else who's said hello and has stayed with this stream, it's been quite an honor. Getting past 100 messages in the chat. I don't really get that often. And I'm super appreciative of anybody who does say hello to help me keep the flame going and keep it alive. So as always, 2012. Maybe that's where I peaked, but maybe this is start of something new. A new and improved Petey. Maybe I'm actually going to come out of my shell. Maybe there's something out. Oh. 2011 was the first time we had a bunny rabbit in the family. And you'll see her. She was the queen, the little puffball brown bunny rabbit. I will play it at the end just to show you. That was our first bunny rabbit. The world of rabbits was open up to... we went inside the rabbit hole, or out of the rabbit hole that year. She was born on the year of the rabbit. And I think that's pretty cool. Born on the year of the rabbit, passed away on the year of the rabbit, and was a Leo, and also a lion head bunny. Kind of a cool, poetic thing, cosmically, both Eastern and Western interpretations of it. Anyways, but 2012 was quite a fantastic year. I was at my final stage endgame Naruto level of like Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo style, got every fucking ninjutsu of every flavor of Rasen Shuriken in his fucking bandwagon. It was a great year. I played every instrument. I just was a champion. And I hope to get to that point again. That final Getsuga Tensho that I've never watched One Piece. There's probably some One Piece like reference there too. But just that sentiment of combining everything that we've learned along our journey into one. I hope to reignite and re-engage that part of myself so I could quit my fucking day job. Hook me up, man. But until then, 2012 on the day streak. And as always, muito obrigado por assistir. Boa noite. Ciao, ciao for now. Take care. Até próxima. Feliz domingo também. And 2013 will definitely rant about a bunch of other stuff, and I hope to see you there. Stay tuned for more tomorrow. We're probably going to keep it light. I just want to do the minimum and just finish the weekend quest and all that good stuff. But as always, thank you for watching. And remember, every ending is a new beginning. Ciao, ciao.
The song has restored my strength.